right, I have a lot of stuff to get to. This was an unfortunate story we saw come down yesterday right after the show. Wendy Williams' medical team announced she has been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia, the same type that Bruce Willis is diagnosed with. Yeah. It comes a day after her family had told people that she was entered into a facility in April of 2023 to seek treatment for cognitive issues. I brought that story to you yesterday. Then this news came down. Wendy is still able to do, according to the statement, her care team said, still able to do many things for herself. Most importantly, she maintains her trademark sense of humor and is receiving the care that she requires to make sure that she's protected and that her needs are addressed. They added that they decided to make her condition known as many have questioned the former talk show host's ability to process information over the last few years, particularly when she began to lose words, act erratically at times, and have difficulty understanding financial transactions. So they're hoping also to raise awareness about aphasia and frontotemporal dementia and support the thousands of others facing similar circumstances. She's previously shared she had other real issues. She had Graves' disease and lymphedema, which is a buildup of fluid in tissues that can lead to swelling of the legs and arms, and also can cause the eyes to bulge. Right. Which you can kind of see that in her face a little bit. But reading a little bit more, just to bring you back up to speed on frontotemporal dementia, here's exactly what it is. So it affects the lobes of the brain behind the forehead, which deal with behavior, problem solving, planning, and emotions. The left temporal lobe is involved in the meaning of words and names of objects. The right recognizes faces and familiar objects. FTD is what it's referred to as. Occurs when nerve cells in the lobes die and the pathways that connect them change. And symptoms are different from just the memory loss that is associated with Alzheimer's disease. So these may include personality changes, such as becoming tactless, uninterested in others, and unsympathetic, repeated and compulsive movements, such as continued use of certain phrases, hoarding, and obsession over timekeeping, craving unhealthy food and forgetting table manners, speaking difficulties, including slow speech, grammatical errors, and asking the meaning of familiar words like bread. FTD is rare, making up less than 5% of all dementia cases. However, it is one of the most common forms of the disease in people under 65. Sufferers are usually aged between 45 and 65 at diagnosis. The rate of which it progresses varies greatly, with life expectancy ranging from 2 years to more than 10 after diagnosis. Wow. So it's life-threatening. It can be.
Just unbelievable.
As it progresses and more the brain becomes damaged, symptoms often become similar to those of late stage of Alzheimer's, and these may include memory loss and patients relying on others to care for them. So
very sad news.
It's terrible to hear. Terrible to hear. But it explains a lot.
Yes.
Because
there's clarity now. For us, not for her.
But hopefully, she gets proper treatment and is cared for in the appropriate way. All right, a few other things. Opening statements began yesterday in the involuntary manslaughter trial against Rust Armour, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed. Prosecutors accused her of sloppy and incomplete safety checks with regard to the gun that killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins. The prosecutor said, we believe that it was the negligent acts and failures of the defendant, Ms. Gutierrez, that resulted in both the acts that contributed to Mrs. Hutchinson's death and to the live rounds being brought onto the set. Now, one of her lawyers, Jason Bowles, argued that she has become the scapegoat in the case. Said, what you are seeing in this courtroom today is trying to blame it all on Hannah.
We're watching a circus.
And why? Because she's an easy target. She's the least powerful person on that set. And he added that Alec Baldwin, the star of the film, and one of the film's producers, quote, really controlled the set.
Alec Baldwin, Mr. Beetlejuice.
Baldwin has been charged with involuntary manslaughter and is expected to go to trial this summer.
It'll be interesting to see how this gets resolved. Because we've dipped into this already a couple times, and I'm curious to see what it ends up being.
I mean, when something like this happens and it goes through so many different hands.
Yes.
Listen, I know that people want
Closure?
Yep. But can closure be it was a series of accidents and you know what I mean?
The one thing is one of the main foundational aspects of this is that you never have live ammo anywhere near a set.
That's it.
And that's the whole key.
That's where I think personally somebody messed up.
Somebody
big time
effed up big time
by doing that. All right, on to lighter things because we got the heavy stuff there. So Austin Butler, the actor, told Los Angeles Times on Thursday that he took a different approach to acting for his character in Dune Part 2.
Man, look at the shots of them arms.
No,
those things are friggin' huge. Let me ask you, sir. You think you can ride one of them things?
So he's taking a different
I bet I could ride one of them big old worms, man.
He's taking a different tack than he took in Elvis. He plays the role of the villain Fade Rautha in the sequel.
I'm going to do, man. I'm going to ride that worm.
When asked if he utilized method acting for the role, he said,
Colonel Tom, I'm riding the worm.
He said, I've definitely in the past with Elvis explored living within that world for 3 years and that being the only thing that I think about day and night. He said, with Fade, I knew that would be unhealthy for my family and friends.
He looks so good in this, and I've seen a couple of clips.
Oh my God.
And he is, whereas Sting portrayed him sociopathically, but whimsically in a little way, this is like... There's just
evil.
Evil.
Yeah.
Okay, so you bad guy.
You guys turned me on to Masters of the Air on Apple TV Plus.
Are you enjoying it?
Love this show.
It's a great show.
It's so fantastic. I want to read the book that it's based on, and he's great in that show as well.
He's completely charismatic.
Yeah.
He is a leading man. I love the Elvis movie.
By the way, spoiler alert about that one. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say anything.
All right, yeah.
About the
Masters of the Air.
Okay, yeah, don't. He just started watching.
He kills women dressed as his own mother.
What?
Yeah.
No, that's Psycho.
Oh,
dude.
that's Psycho. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought that sounded familiar. All right, Casey, you can uncover your.
Well, he said spoiler alert. I appreciate that.
I
All right,
stopped.
so he continued to
It's a
explain
period piece.
why he took a different route for Fade Rautha. He said, I made a conscious decision to have a boundary. He said it allowed for more freedom between action and cut because I knew I was going to protect everybody else outside of the context of what we were doing. That's not to say it doesn't bleed into your life, but I knew that I wasn't going to do anything dangerous outside of that boundary, and in a way that allowed me to go deeper.
You remember he played Tex in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Correct.
Yeah, so again, another complete departure.
It's crazy how, like somebody like that just kind of comes out of nowhere. Like this gentleman we're going to have on today, Kingsley Ben-Adir.
It's crazy, right,
Never
man?
seen this dude before, right? And then, like, next thing I know, I'm like, okay, so he's in Secret Evasion, and then
Barbie.
he's in this other, and then Barbie, and now he's playing Bob Marley.
What the hell's going on?
What the hell's happening?
I've seen 5 owls today.
Is that at the point when it becomes
that's where-
weird?
yeah.
No, I think 3.
Okay,
Definitely.
all right, I'm moving on.
Oh.
It's
Come on, man.
come on, man, I got
Come
stories.
on, man.
Come on.
We got worms to ride.
Drew Barrymore celebrated her 49th birthday on her eponymous talk show on Thursday. She received a special surprise from her friend and Fever Pitch co-star Jimmy Fallon. He said in a video message, "Hey, pal, happy birthday. I have a little surprise for you. You're about to join me in one of the most exclusive clubs in the world. You are getting your very own wax figure at Madame Tussauds." He said, "Happy birthday. It's happening. Love you." And she was excited to learn the news and later shared, "I've never gotten to do anything like this. I have to secretly admit, I always wondered, would I ever get picked?
It's so wonderful.
And I didn't think that I would. So she is now."
I like that movie. Do you remember that movie?
I didn't watch it.
It's better than you were told it was.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
it was just
cute.
When the Red Sox won the actual World Series.
Yeah, I know.
I
That
remember
was-
seeing them on the field. I'm like, the hell is Drew
It was pretty
Barrymore?
magical.
Yeah.
That the
Yeah.
year
Yeah.
that they decided to make that movie, they finally won the World Series.
They had to change the ending as a result.
yeah.
The movie did not end with the Red Sox winning the World Series.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool that happened. But it's neat that she's going to get in there. This is fun. Bradley Cooper had a memorable experience meeting Jay-Z and Beyonce. He met with the powerhouse couple to get the Renaissance songstress to play Allie, the aspiring singer in A Star Is Born, before the role of ultimately went to Lady Gaga.
He said he'd been that nervous one time before meeting us.
Yes. But listen, no, he explained that he pitched Beyonce for the role to studio executive Greg Silverman, who told him that he would do it if he could get the singer as the lead and make it for under $25 million. He said, "I went to Beyonce's house and Jay-Z was watching Judge Judy." I still remember. He said, "I'm not kidding." And I was freaking out. I remember I had this weird cough when I was pitching it to her. He said it was crazy. She was incredible, and so was he, and we developed it for like a year. He said, I mean, she's one of the greatest people of all time, and then it fell through. He said he then envisioned Adele for the role. He said, but she only texted him back once, and she was busy.
Gaga was perfect.
But after hearing Lady Gaga sing at a benefit concert, he said that he knew he found the leading lady. He said it just blew the doors off of the whole place. And it was in that moment where it was like, that's it. What was I even thinking? And then I asked to meet her, and then it went on from there. It's a brilliant movie.
And he briefly, believe it or not, flirted with the notion of making it a comedy, making it comedic.
Really?
Briefly, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how you do that.
No.
So the original Star is Born was a drama. The second with Judy Garland was a musical. And then there was the rock version with Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, everyone has had their own take on it, and Bradley Cooper's was great.
It's fantastic. So, according to Hollywood Reporter, True Detective has been renewed for a 5th season by HBO. This comes just days after the season 4 finale aired. Issa Lopez is set to return as showrunner. Referring to Lopez, HBO's head of drama, Francesca Orziz, told the outlet, alongside Jodie Foster and Callie Ree's impeccable performances, she made this installation of the franchise a massive success, so we are so lucky to have her as part of our family. So they're going to go with another
Who
one.
watched the show here?
I'm watching it right now.
So there's, and it seems like it has people split on whether some people hate it, some people love it. And is there some question as to whether or not there's like a paranormal or otherworldly?
Well, so that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Because, starting with that very first season with Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey.
There was a bit of that in that, right?
But as it turns out, there's not. There's just like, God, I don't even know how to.
There was a weird spirituality.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, that's
it.
what that was in.
And I'm not sure if they're going for that in this one as well, because there's the indigenous people.
Sandworms.
Sandworms are not in that. That is Dune, I believe.
Yeah.
But Jodie Foster's great in it.
Yeah, she's terrific.
Yeah, she's really, really good in it. But it's dark and moody.
I'm wondering whether I need to watch it or, how. It's one of those things where you're like, is it good enough to...
It's that first season was the best one.
Yeah,
that one, and if you can go back and watch it, it's really, really...
I might go back and watch that again. That was really good. Variety reports that Eva Longoria, the latest actor to join the cast of Only Murders in the Building.
Wow.
That'll be for the fourth season. Yeah, she's great.
Have you watched the series Only Murders in the Building?
No.
I think you would dig it, Kathy.
Yeah, I should do it. Okay.
It's fun, but it also takes the mystery part seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
This comes after it was reported that Meryl Streep will be reprising her role in the new season, and that Molly Shannon will be joining the cast in a recurring role
That's good. And I love Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Yeah.
And
should
Demi
watch it.
Lovato's, Selena Gomez is a lot of fun, yeah.
All right, according to the Hollywood Reporter, the Netflix film Leave the World Behind started trending yesterday following the nationwide cell phone outage that affected more than 70,000 customers. The movie with Julia Roberts, Mahershala Ali, and Ethan Hawke begins in a similar fashion following an apparent cyber attack.
I literally was...
Did you think it?
Well, I said it out loud. I was talking to John Heffron right before we had him on. We had him on a Zoom, and I was talking to him, and he was saying something about a cell service, and then I go, did you see that movie with Julia Roberts? He's like, dude, it's happening right now, is what he says.
Well, and it was produced by the Obamas, and so they were, when it first came out, people were saying, like, they know something.
Yeah.
They know something that's going to happen.
They've got clearance.
Yeah.
It was a software update of some type that triggered the whole thing. So, but
did
that
you
was
experience
trending.
any issues?
I found out that I was trying to retrace if I did, but I don't think I used my phone yesterday.
No, you have
Right.
Xfinity Mobile, so I think you were good.
So we...
You're right. I switched over. I forgot about that.
You're not
I had no
AT&T.
problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I was
what-
walking around with my phone. Look who's got it.
Hey!
I'm walking on sunshine. Oh.
I've got
your cell phone.
Xfinity.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, baby!
You want to talk to someone? Use my phone.
Some people had serious
Yeah,
issues.
I had no issues yesterday.
Yeah, it says 70,000 customers. So nationwide, I mean, that's a drop in the bucket.
Nothing. You know what I do though? A lot of times I really have taken advantage of the rollover to Wi-Fi calling when you get into a Wi-Fi area. That's awesome. It just rolls over, and then the connection is never an issue, even inside the building. I'm walking on sunshine 24/7
all the time. All right, let's see. Another quick thing.
I'm feeling a Friday vibe today. Are you guys feeling it?
I'm picking it up.
Yeah.
I'm picking it up.
It's rare we derailed this early.
I woke up really, really tired this morning. You know how sometimes you wake up and you're like,
Yes.
okay, I can do today. Today I woke up, I'm like,
Same.
oh my God. But I got to
You know why?
work, and now I feel good.
You have Wednesday tired on a Friday because we had Monday and Tuesday off. Yeah, I felt the exact same way, and I woke up and I'm like, man, I'm Wednesday tired today.
Yeah.
But it's not Wednesday.
Good point.
I'm more Pugsley tired.
One last story. While Stranger Things season 5 you just got it.
It just, it took a little.
Season 5 star Linda Hamilton may be preparing to venture into Hawkins. She will not be watching the final season, despite being a fan of the show. The actor shared that while she's relished every season of the show, being cast in its final season has ruined the experience of watching it. Essentially, she doesn't watch anything. She said.
Right.
She said when you buy into something, you don't see yourself in it. So I think it ruined the show for me. I never watch a project once I'm in something. It would completely take me out of the reality of it to see myself in there, so I won't be watching season 5. That's too bad, because she loved all the other seasons.
Yeah. I could see that, though.
Yeah.
When you see, basically, as they say, when you see how the sausage is made,
Exactly.
it kind of ruins it.
So she's
Where are the sausages?
Exactly.
she's among the few new cast members to join the series for its final run. Her role, however, is being kept under wraps for audiences, with even showrunners Ross and Matt Duffer only giving Hamilton the, quote, shape of the character, but not the story. I said they have to be very careful with their story, so I still don't know how it ends. It takes a lot of discipline not to know where it will go, but that's to protect it from all the people who want to know, she said.
My fear is that I go in, because we have loved this series so much, that I go in, like I'm going to try to slow the roll a little bit. So I come in with right expectations as opposed to the stupendous expectation that I currently have.
I go back and forth between Stranger Things and Ted Lasso as to which is my all-time favorite television show.
Really?
Like, I love it that much.
Ah.
Yeah, because and also my youngest and I, it's our
Bonded.
thing. We bonded over it. So, all right, we have movies that are opening this weekend. Drive Away Dolls is a comedy, action, mystery. It stars Margaret Qualley, Beanie Feldstein, and Joey Slotnick. This comedy caper follows Jamie, an uninhibited free spirit, bemoaning yet another breakup with a girlfriend, and her demure friend Marion, who desperately needs to loosen up. And in search of a fresh start, the two embark on an impromptu road trip to Tallahassee, but things go quickly awry when they cross paths with a group of inept criminals along the way. Hour and 24 minutes long. It's rated R. Wide theater release. Rotten Tomatoes score a 66%. Then you have the other movie is Ordinary Angels. It is a drama. It stars Hilary Swank, Alan Ritchson, and Nancy Travis. Sharon Steves, a fierce but struggling hairdresser in small town Kentucky, discovers a renewed sense of purpose when she meets Ed Schmidt, a widower working hard to make ends meet for his two young daughters. With his youngest daughter waiting for a liver transplant, Sharon sets her mind to helping the family and will move mountains to do it. What unfolds is the inspiring tale of faith, everyday miracles, and ordinary angels. Hour and 56 minutes long. It's rated PG, wide theater release, and Rotten Tomatoes gives it an 80%.
Did you know this is a Dave Matthews production?
No.
Yeah, and he's got a song in it. It's a cover. It's called Pretty Bird. And
Pretty Bird?
Yeah. It was written by a person named Hazel Dickens, but Dave covers it, and it appears in this movie, and he's one of the producers of it.
So Alan Ritchson is Reacher.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so I just told Stephen Case, Rochelle and I started watching that show this week. It's fantastic.
It's great.
Man.
I'm so glad you're on board.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's well done. So, wow, he's a massive individual.
Yeah.
He's huge. He's just a mountain of a man. All right, we're ready for clips. Here we go. Summer House is back, and fans will finally get all the dirty details surrounding Lindsay Hubbard and Carl Radke's broken engagement. In this clip, Lindsay talks about continuing to be around an ex.
You know, it's a little awkward and emotional when you're like face to face. You know, normally when you break up with somebody, you're not in a situation like this, but here we are. This is why we are on reality TV, because we're a little messy.
Who are you?
Reality show.
Summer House Season 8.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Premiered last night on Bravo.
Dude, she sounds like somebody that I know. And whenever I run into this person, I feel like when you talk
Like a
to
cold chill.
No, well, no, but you know when you talk to somebody and you're not really paying attention to what they're
Yeah.
saying, you're just like staring at them.
Yeah.
That's how, and when you play
I
that,
could
I'm like,
kill you right now and no one would know.
Steve, and like if I don't know she's there
Right,
yet, she's
yeah.
in the room, and then I hear it, I'm like, oh God, she's here.
Casey, pull that clip up again. I want to hear her delivery again.
You know, it's a little awkward and
Yeah.
emotional when you're like face to face.
She sounds like an actress that I'm trying to place.
No, it's a comedian, and her name, she's shorter. We've had her in the studio before. She's part of the Degenerates on Netflix.
Let me play a little more.
You know, normally when you break up with somebody, you're not in a situation like this, but here we are. This is why we are on reality TV, because we're a little messy.
They're all messy.
God, it sounds just like this girl. Oh,
All right, we ready for the next clip?
Okay.
The new adult animated comedy, The Second Best Hospital in the Galaxy, follows two intergalactically renowned surgeons as they tackle anxiety-eating parasites, illegal time loops, and deep space STIs. In this clip, Maya Rudolph talks about the years of build-up before the show's premiere.
This was the first project that we ever developed, so it's like giving birth to a 4-year-old baby. As an actor, you come into projects a lot later, so in terms of being at this from the inception with Scirocco, it really has been a long time coming.
So, The Second Best Hospital in the Galaxy is streaming on Prime Video if you would like to see that.
She's awesome, Maya Rudolph. Did you see the ABBA parody that she did this season just passed on SNL? The video alone will make you crack up, but they parody the ABBA type videos where one person is facing forward and the other one singing parallel to them.
Yes.
And she's the only one who doesn't crack up.
Okay.
But the look on her face that she's doing it is hilarious.
I got to see it.
Steve, the comedian that I was thinking of, her name is Liza Traeger, and that's the one who, to me, sounds a lot like Lindsay.
Okay, all right.
And we've had her in studio a couple of different times.
Right.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if that rang a bell. for
Nah,
you.
I'm thinking of someone else, but I will accept you that she sounds like Eliza.
All right, and there you go, your entertainment report, gang. We got a bunch going on today, so we'll go ahead and take a quick break, come back in a moment. We will, as Casey said earlier, we will have Kingsley Ben-Adir on the show. He plays Bob Marley in the new movie, Bob Marley, One Love, so we're looking forward to talking to him.
Yes, yeah.
Around 9 o'clock.
Delaware's own.
Today, exactly. So we'll come back in a moment and see what we can get into, so stick around, all right?
Me watching, and he provided, I believe, the emotional core to those. The second and third movies I really do like. I think they're good in just tone and in some way the distinction between the Abrams movies, the artificiality of the first trilogy was almost too much. It was so CGI'd that it was hard to connect to.
Yeah,
But
everything on the screen was fake.
Yeah.
Except for the people, and even in that case, a lot of like Jar Jar obviously was fake. But there's a big stretch of time where we don't know what happens with Obi-Wan, and maybe they'll fill in that time.
Yeah.
With his law career.
law school,
With this, yeah.
passing the bar.
Mr. Kenobi, do you have anything to say?
John Houseman.
So anyhow, we'll see when that eventually
He gets his own
surfaces.
judge show.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
This bitch still got my TV.
Give the TV back.
He's settling these small claims cases.
It's like Sam.
This bitch still got my TV.
Oh my God.
I suggest you return the TV.
Give me the TV.
Miley Cyrus, you know about all that went on. Yeah, she is officially living her best life after splitting with husband Liam Hemsworth. Soaking in that post-breakup glow with a potential new fling. The mother's daughter singer and the Hunger Games star called it quits on Saturday after less than 8 months of marriage and many more as a couple. The two announced that they've decided to, quote, focus on themselves and their careers in a joint statement.
The thing that is wild is, I guess about 4 months ago, she said she was bisexual, right? That she enjoyed relationships with women as well. And lo and behold, right? I'm sure you have the information there.
Well, yeah, so she is seemingly taking an on-to-the-next-level approach. As hours before the news broke, she was spotted kissing Caitlyn Carter. Carter recently ended her not-so-real marriage to reality TV star and Kardashian step-sibling Brody Jenner.
Can you imagine?
The two have been vacationing in Lake Como, Italy with Cyrus's sister and were seen packing on the PDA at the Il Sereno Hotel over the weekend, where onlookers said they were not trying to hide it at all.
Oh, this is all happening on Instagram. I've got to follow her, Preston. I'm missing so much.
Are you ready? So
please.
Here is her inspirational message. She wrote,
Do we have music that would...
I think you should cue... this is inspirational, so this is...
Oh, you want
the anthem. So she wrote, don't fight evolution because...
I hear you, bro.
You will never win. Like the mountain I'm standing on top of, which was once underwater, connected with Africa.
What?
Change is inevitable.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song.
All right, and life is a climb, but the view is great.
This is my fight song. Take back my life.
You know what? I think you need a different one. Can you read that line back to me again?
Which one?
The climb one.
Okay.
This is
Life is a climb, but the view is great.
There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move.
What's the name of this song?
You love that song.
I do love this song.
I think that's probably why she wrote it.
Yeah.
So
She's so smart.
Hemsworth, meanwhile, has been the only one in this love square, laying relatively low. He stepped out with his brother Chris in Byron Bay, Australia, where the two picked up some frozen yogurt. So they hit up Froyo.
Hey, you want some yogurt or something? Hey, we'll get frozen yogurt.
But he did break his silence a little bit. The 29-year-old was, like I said, was hanging out with Chris. And
Man, just let me eat my yogurt.
It seems Liam isn't quite ready to jump back in, and Liam told Daily Mail Australia when asked about the split, "You don't understand what it's like. I don't want to talk about it, mate."
I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he entered it. She seemed like a safe bet, Miley Cyrus, that she would be the wife he had always wanted. But no, listen, the heart wants what the heart wants, Preston. Mm-hmm. And this heart wanted another chick.
I guess so,
Yeah.
right? It's I was about to say it's so funny, but not funny. It's just
Ha funny?
No,
Like I make you laugh?
It's interesting to watch couples in an off-again, on-again relationship, and you and your friends who know these people know. You know.
Yes.
It's never going to work. It's never going to work. But then one of them goes, let's get married.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I'm going to be serious about
Yeah.
it. This is it. I'm diving in. And they think that is going to be the Band-Aid, that's going to be the big...
Oh yeah, the impression of commitment. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's have the trappings of commitment.
Yeah.
Without the commitment.
And then they don't realize after it just goes back to the same old crap, and it didn't.
And there you are eating yogurt with your brother.
Yeah, exactly.
There you are eating froyo with your brother.
It's also funny to watch the reactions because he's laying low, not saying anything, not posting anything on Instagram. Meanwhile, Miley is going nuts on Instagram.
She's finger blasting somebody in Lake Como.
And they're both, she and this Caitlyn girl are both posting a ton of hot photos of themselves. So in order for them to get validation post-breakup, they need to post these superficial shots of themselves.
Right.
Whereas Liam is just like, I'm going to get some frozen yogurt.
And not for anything. Just, I don't know, live your life how you want to live, but maybe be a little respectful of the marriage you just had. Right? I mean, just take a little bit of a breather before you're squatting on each other's faces and pictures on Instagram.
So they were married for roughly 8 months, but they'd been together on and off for more than a decade.
Yeah, a long time.
Anyhow, some question whether their elaborate ceremony in Nihi on Sumba.
This is all made up.
Is this all? Are these real
These are
words?
pretend
Nick?
places.
You're our geographer.
I know places, but yeah, this one's a mystery to me.
In Nihi on Sumba.
How do you spell it? How do you spell it?
Where'd you get married? Nihi.
How do you spell Nihi?
Nihi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Ehe. That's a town one over.
No.
It's like Shelbyville and Springfield.
What?
That's how they sound in Ehe.
Oh, Nihi Sumba. It's all.
Oh.
All right. Is it an island nation?
Yeah, it's in
Yeah, it's right next to Nelby Tai Tai.
it's in Indonesia.
Oh, dear Lord.
being Tata.
Is right next to Nihi on
Yeah.
Sumba.
Just south of Isotai.
y'all going what?
That's the main city.
Yeah.
I'm going into where you're going. Wait.
So people are wondering if their ceremony in Nihi on Sumba in June of 2018 was legally binding or not. They might not really be married. Yeah. Okay. So that was a big story.
It sort of rocked my world. Let me ask you this: then you all worked in besides? Did you all work in regular restaurants?
fast food, yeah.
For servers, is how commonplace is it to on the way from the?
No. Not
Yeah,
the way.
but
We talked about this.
maybe
on
up-
the way back.
Maybe up on the counter.
No, on the way out.
Yeah.
Because the way the kitchen that I worked in, you'd put up, order up, you put it up on a counter,
Like there's a whole plate of fries,
and it was still in the kitchen, so it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't in line of sight for the customers, so they could probably grab a fry and eat one on the way out.
It was never that for me.
You
but-
never did that?
No, but I
Never.
But I sucked all the nitrous out of the whipped cream. Really? I watched.
Dude, my waiter just took a dump on our table.
I watched one waitress. She had like 3 or 4 different whipped cream things that just was like cream juice because it had no nitrogen.
yeah.
What's going on here? These are all broken.
Do you remember?
Girl, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with you. That's messed up there.
Casey, at a place called the Coffee. You remember the Coffee Beanery?
Yeah.
All right, so the same thing happened. I wanted whipped cream on hot chocolate.
Oh, my God.
The guy's like, he's going through the cans. I said to him, what are the odds that 6 cans of whipped cream have no propellant in them?
And Steve, did you know that when you do nitrous, it's like sulfur hexafluoride?
Yeah, it makes your voice sound like this. Did you folks like some espresso?
Just side note, that stuff killed brain cells so fast.
Oh, my God.
It was so stupid.
Dude, also, I watch people in the parking lot doing these things and walking at the same time. Rule number 1, sit down first. Because you're going to fall and smash your face into a parking block.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta get to surgery. I'm a neurosurgeon.
Preston, you know that thing that you got me where you can stick your phone in the vents of your air conditioner?
Yes.
I saw somebody that has.
That's how you heat up your chicken?
No, Steve, it's even more ridiculous than that. And he listens to the show. I'm not going to out you, but he has one of these things that goes into the vent that you put in
Air freshener?
No, barbecue sauce or honey and mustard or something like a chicken nugget.
He has like
dipping.
a caddy?
Get out
Yeah,
of here.
I swear to God.
I like
As I
that.
saw,
Right
I go,
up here?
I like
yes,
that.
because
That's great.
It's exactly what it looked like. I
It's
was
like having a Fixins bar on your dashboard.
and I made a joke about it, like, "Hey, I can't believe you have a barbecue sauce holder here." He goes, "Yeah, I found it on." It was like ad on Instagram. I was like, "That's actually what this is."
Steve, that's like getting a limited edition, like Jeep or something. This is a Roy Rogers.
Right, Roy Rogers. Look at this. The signal squirts horsey sauce. Yeah, the rear view, Preston. It's like you're milking a cow.
All right, TMZ reports that Davy Chase. Now, I looked her up, and it says she started the ring. She was Samara. She's the psycho.
Yes.
The scary girl.
The girl in the well.
And by the way, turns out she's gorgeous.
Yes, she is.
She was arrested, and she was arrested on a drug possession charge and spent some time behind bars. Yeah.
But she escaped through the television, didn't she?
She did. She managed to get
I
out
knew
of it
we were
through the
going that
TV.
way.
But she's had some run-ins. Last year, she was locked up after cops pulled her over for joyriding in an allegedly stolen car.
She was locked up for 7 days.
Is the phone rings after
Right.
7 days or something like
In
that?
7 days. Yeah, that's when you die. You have 7 days to get your affairs in order before you're... 7 days.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie. 6.5.
7 business days.
Business days. So that means I get the weekend too?
Well, it's Monday's Labor Day, so about 8 days. All right, just stay there. I'm going to come over and kill you now.
Yeah, if you could be more specific, it might help in planning. So,
What if I go across the international date line? Let me get back to you.
coming up soon, we'll be addressing Halloween. But
Yes.
it's a favorite costume for Halloween parties and haunted houses.
Which is the one where you go to where they have a girl who really does the full, like, clicking and the whole body
Is that
gesticulation.
Penhurst?
No, it's there's probably one there, but there's one, maybe it's
one
it's the
kinda
one way out where
I know
we
what
always
you're
get
talking
lost
about.
going to.
It's in Bucks County.
Yeah.
I know exactly the one you're
but
talking
the girl
Valley
who
of Fear?
No.
Might be.
Valley of Fear.
It's out kind of in a woodsy area.
It's Grotto of Consternation is the name of it.
Hang on. Chrissy is on the line to tell us about that haunted attraction. And it is Valley of Fear, isn't it? So it's Valley of Fear?
It is Valley of Fear. And
Traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thanks, Kath. Steve, you want to mention something?
Yes, thank you, Preston.
Yep.
Even I almost forgot about it. But it's tomorrow evening. It is the Love Potions event for Philadoptables, 13th annual. It's from 6 to 9:30. It's a wonderful event. I hosted it last year. $10 donation at the door. It is at the Broken Goblet Brewing facility, I guess you'd call it. It's an actual brewery right there, and it's an awesome place. It's right in Bensalem. The funds raised go towards medical care and procedures for injured community cats and people's own pets. But they just do a whole bunch of great stuff, tons of raffles. The prize stuff is amazing at this event. So if you come on down and buy some tickets and raffles, I'm sure you're going to clean up. And there's food trucks and great barbecue. So we'd love to see you tomorrow evening. Again, that's from 6 to 9:30. It is at the Broken Goblet Brewing. That's what I'm going to call it, damn it.
Yes.
Yeah. And Love Potions for the Adoptables. So thank you.
Excellent. All right. It's a Friday. I should clean up the junk.
It's the junk drawer. Preston's cleaning out his junk drawer. Getting things out of his junk drawer. Finding stuff here in the junk drawer.
All right, let's dive in, folks. Time to clean this sucker out. I found a story right there. So this is interesting.
Come on, man.
As we are heading to spring training in a couple of weeks. Have you guys seen the stories about the new baseball uniforms?
Yeah, about the Nike being the...
Yeah, so
Okay.
there's a few things about it that has been apparently not received very well, and there's a new little detail that has come out. So MLB Executive Director Tony Clark expressed concern about the uniforms to ESPN after he said he visited various spring camps in Arizona where there were more complaints about the on-field attire. Some feel that the jerseys are tough to read. They don't fit well. They're designed to be. They're supposed to feel better.
Right.
It's called the Nike Vapor Premium uniforms, manufactured by Fanatics. They said the uniforms are engineered to improve mobility, moisture management, and fit, but they've received criticism over the cheap look, small lettering, and limited customization options. But now they feel that the pants are see-through.
Oh, wow.
That's
really?
why. Okay, so somebody sent me a picture.
That's
Kathy,
really funny. That's like when the Lululemon leggings were see-through. Everybody went crazy.
Kathy, the picture of the guy, the porn guy who's sitting on the edge of the bed with his dong hanging down. Somebody sent me a doctored photo of a dude bent over in his baseball uniform, and then that guy is superimposed over it, and I didn't understand the reference.
Have we determined, Casey, how see-through they are?
No, I have no clue.
Well, so much has been said about all this, and they said that the players, you can see, it's easy to see the tucked-in part of the jersey in the pants.
Oh,
and it just
that
doesn't
looks
look
kinda
right.
sloppy, I
It does
think.
look
Yeah,
sloppy
yeah, yeah.
from what I understand, yes.
Did you see what Trace Trey Turner had to say it about him?
No, what did he say?
He pulled no punches. He just goes, I know everyone hates them.
Yeah.
We all liked what we had. We understand the business, but I think everybody wanted to keep it the same way for the most part with some tweaks here and there. So even players are revolting against them.
You talk about, Nick, the these kind of things, these adjustments, even color changes in uniforms. You know it's never going to go over super well. What was the last? Was it the Flyers?
Yeah,
The Flyers?
they changed their orange this season.
Right.
Yeah, and then
Remember all that?
They had the outdoor uniforms as well. But this whole thing, there's a plot point on Seinfeld where George wanted to make them cotton uniforms
Yes.
so they could breathe.
I remember
They
that.
started shrinking on the players.
No, the St. Louis Blues way back when did a major change in their uniforms, and when it happened, we were all, as fans, we were all like, "Oh no, no!"
I'll take a tweak here and
You
there.
don't.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I get change, but there's also a tradition you want to see. That's why everyone goes nuts when they go with retro uniforms, periodically.
Yeah, the throwbacks.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
this
seems-
does look sloppy.
It seems
Yeah.
like the pants are just not as thick as they used to be, whereas you can actually see you're not just seeing the lining of the shirt tucked in, like you're seeing the color change.
Yes, exactly. So
And
they're
the
gonna,
ball bag.
They're going to have to fix that. So Clark, the executive, had said universal concern are the pants. However, there was one player said, Los Angeles Dodgers, Mookie Betts said, as long as I'm wearing a uniform, I really don't care. So, but a lot of people are showing a little distaste. So maybe we can ask a few of the guys when we're down in FLA about that.
I used to have a pair of basketball shorts that I'd ordered. They were the wicking material, and they're gonna keep everything good. And, and it had sort of like an inner underwear, that, and then the outside shorts,
almost like a bathing suit.
You could see right through these things. I'm like, I can't wear these.
So they got to make a change. So we'll see if that ends up happening by the time we get down there.
A week from today's Cardboard Classic. 3 weeks from today, we're at Coco's in North Clearwater. Yeah, and 3 weeks from yesterday, we're at the ballpark.
I have information concerning the ballpark and Coco's and food when we get to the connoisseur. Nature on, but I need to find something else to regale you fine folks with.
Root around in there.
All right, here's another one. Yes, the Houston-based Intuitive Machines landed its Odysseus robot near the lunar South Pole yesterday. It happened. No,
Yes,
it didn't.
no.
Nice.
It was actually
Soft
wonderful.
landing.
Yeah.
So it took some minutes, though, for the controllers to establish that the craft was down, but eventually a signal was received, and the staff of the company cheered and clapped at the news. Intuitive Machines has broken the United States half-century absence from the moon's surface. You have to go back to the last Apollo mission of 1972. NASA had purchased room on the Odysseus for some scientific instruments, six of them that they saw.
And companies are going to start going up. Listen, you're simultaneously thrilled and what could this lead to? Because I think of like Mount Everest, but I'll say this. The massive leap in technology and streaming and communications, we will see the moon as we have never seen it before.
I'm pretty disappointed that we haven't seen it yet
I know.
with this landing. I'm like, come on, you couldn't put a couple of cameras on the outside of this.
Well, I'm sure they do. They just haven't released anything yet.
There's a few. I saw two pictures of it coming into orbit around the moon. That is off the side of the.
Okay.
But it's really not that impressive.
All right.
So controllers had to deal with an almost mission-stopping technical problem even before the descent began. Odysseus ranging lasers, which were supposed to calculate the craft's altitude and velocity, weren't working properly. You can even hear it right there. I'm a layman, and that I can tell that there's something wrong.
Here's where you can hear where it's not operating. Yeah, it wasn't working.
Fortunately, there were some experimental lasers from NASA on board, and engineers were able to patch these across to the navigation.
Isn't that
computers.
amazing?
That's incredible.
The guy who went up and did that is a hero.
So it's a good thing that NASA was involved in this because they helped them out. Odysseus touched down at 23:23 Greenwich Mean Time. The targeted landing site was a cratered terrain next to a 5-kilometer high mountain complex known as Malapert. It's Muckampates.
You like Muckampates, yeah. Famous creek.
It's the southernmost point on the moon ever visited by a spacecraft at 80 degrees south. It's on the short list of locations where NASA is considering sending astronauts later this decade as part of the Artemis program. There are some deep craters in that region that never see any sunlight. They permanently are in shadow, and scientists think maybe frozen water could be in there. And
Which
that's
would be amazing.
what they're looking to
because they
find
get
out.
thirsty up there.
Yes, they do.
If you could just leave a ladle at the top of a crater.
NASA's 6 payloads on board Odysseus are a mix of technology, demonstration, and science.
By the way, way to rock the names. Odysseus.
That's great.
I love it.
A key investigation will be one looking at the behavior of lunar dust, which the Apollo astronauts found to be a serious nuisance, scratching and clogging their equipment.
That's
So
why Kathy's never going to the moon.
it's too dusty.
It's too dusty.
I hate. Oh, this is
So
stupid. I hate it.
We need to
Dusty up
send a
here.
Swifter up there.
All right. So we're on the moon.
Love it.
All right, here's something else. If you've ever seen video of police officers pulling someone over, as they're walking up to the car, they briefly touch the back of the car before approaching the driver's side
butter?
window. What's that?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Why would you guys think? Because this is an interesting bit of trivia, and I did not know this. Why would you think that police officers will touch the vehicle briefly before they go up to
This
talk
is
to the
going to
driver?
be absurd and incorrect, but static, some sort of.
All right. Anybody else?
I'm saying calling home base.
Calling home base.
Yeah.
To see if anyone's in the trunk.
Okay.
I got no idea.
You want to go with peanut butter? Or you got
Kathy
that one?
Romano.
Seriously?
It's part of why they do that. Yes,
is it?
there are a couple of reasons. You said see if anybody's in the trunk.
Ah.
So it turns out that it's a normal reason. And taking to TikTok, a user shared a viral compilation of video police officers are seen touching the rear of the vehicle. Traffic safety expert Trooper Steve Montiero said, when law enforcement officers conduct a traffic stop, there are plenty of procedures that need to be done, not only for the safety of the violator, but the safety of that officer. One of those things is proving that the officer, this is one of the reasons, proving that the officer was with the car. So when the officer approaches the vehicle, they touch it. The first reason, though, is to make sure that the trunk is closed. He said it may sound a little crazy, but you want to make sure that no one is about to jump out of the trunk and that it's properly
Well,
secured.
that makes complete sense.
But touching the rear of the vehicle puts the officer's fingerprints on the car, showing that he or she was there with it, and can prove
Through-
if there needed to be some kind of a court case that says, if the person's saying, no, they were never there, the police, whatever, it proves that the officer was there and touched the vehicle. And I see our phones lighting up. I know police are calling in already.
That could be sketchy, though, as far as if it gets. I would pleasure myself on the car to leave a semen.
DNA.
So, yeah, the
DNA.
actual DNA.
Not just fingerprints, but a DNA smear.
What's he doing back there?
I might have something against you then.
Give me a
at that
minute.
point.
Hey, I'll be right there. Just stay in the car.
Don't rush me.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't help but notice that your taillight was out.
In case the driver decided to flee the scene or if something happened to that officer, it ties both the vehicle and the officer together.
And again, having law enforcement in the family, the traffic stops they just hate them. They just despise them. And so any chance to
like Highway Patrol, I would imagine that's a majority of what they do. Right?
Yeah.
So he said, this is just one of the many things that take place during traffic stops to ensure everyone's safety. So never knew that. But Kathy,
Good job.
good job.
Well, Kathy has a
Kinda
history of people in trunks in her family.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
This is true.
I was kind of joking.
I
I
know.
didn't know that was actually what it was.
Yeah. All right, what else are we going to get here? Oh, look at this. There's another chess prodigy on the scene. At 8 years, 6 months, and 11 days old, Ashwath Kaushik made history on Sunday, becoming the youngest player ever to beat a chess grandmaster in a classical tournament game.
Isn't that the Wookiee home planet?
No,
Kaushik?
that's Kaushik.
Yeah.
Did I say Kaushik? I did.
Yeah.
Kaushik. Yeah, you're right.
Wow. I'm sorry. How old is he?
8.
Okay.
8 years, 6 months, and 11 days.
I was watching footage of this kid, and he's first off, he's adorable, but second off, he's just making quick work of these people that he's playing. But he plays for hours every day.
I actually had a chess thought about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. I want to throw this out there to you guys and see what you think of this idea.
Okay.
I was thinking about having a community chess game here in the offices. And my thought process is this. I'm going to throw a chessboard on a table, like let's say in the Acme Lounge over here. and I'm just going to put it there. And the rule is you can move a piece, right? But you can't do it if somebody else is in the room, okay? And so ultimately, what you're doing is you're picking a side, right? So it's
everyone's sort of playing collectively. They go by and make a chess move.
Yeah.
I think this is a great way to determine how one of these ideas, how quickly it can fail.
Well, yeah, but you know,
And who's
listen,
cheating.
Listen, the Wright brothers, you know, they had to try and get
It
that
all
thing
began
up
with
the-
chess.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is almost like inventing an airplane.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. No, but so you ultimately are choosing a side.
Right.
You have no idea what side your coworkers are choosing, right? And you don't talk about it, right? So like, all right, so I've decided to play for the Brown team. So I make my move for Brown, and then I indicate to everybody else that Brown has made their move. And then I walk away, and then you have a chess game.
You are adorable.
I know. I thank you very much.
What you could do is you could have a piece of paper that says, white's turn or black's turn, because usually black and white are the
Do everything, turn.
and then you flip it over, and then you just leave it there, and then whoever comes in next will do it. So,
Yeah.
go for it.
All right, cool.
I got a better idea. What
you
if we conducted a boxing match that way?
Oh,
That would be a lot harder, I think.
but only one person can be in the room at
Right,
a time.
exactly.
What you're going to have to do, if you really want to do that, you have to concisely explain it in an email.
I will, and I
send
will,
it to the radio station.
I want to see
I will say that when I first brought this idea to my wife, she was a lot more receptive than you a-holes.
Yes. No. Listen, it's quite
She loves
possible.
you.
It's quite possible, Casey, that it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it could be a good idea.
It's an idea.
If we don't like it, it doesn't make us a-holes.
So Ashwath, the youngster who lives in Singapore, achieved the feat after beating Poland's Jacek Stopa, who was 37 years old, by the way.
He has to feel good.
In round 4 of the Borgdorfer Status Open in Switzerland.
Every thought the Borgdorfer was
Brain damaged.
So the previous record was only just set last month by then 8-year-old Leonid Ivanovic, who became the first player under the age of 9 to be the grandmaster in a classical game. But Ashwath is 5 months younger than that Serbian when he beat Stopa.
It's getting very competitive because I saw a chess match going on. In case you might, if you can find the footage of this, a woman is up with her legs spread and the infant's hand is coming out of her vagina playing chess. That is a
wild.
young kid.
Well, they're getting younger every day.
When you're a kid of this level, and you're talking 8-year-olds, that are. I mean, I'm thrilled for them, and yet I wonder what their life is, how difficult it is to be that gifted at that age.
How you'll have to grow up pretty quickly
Right, you
because
remember
you're going to be an adult.
Do you remember the Jodie Foster movie? She directed it about the
Searching for Bobby Fischer?
I think that might have been it. Yes,
I think it was.
Yeah,
Wasn't
the chess prodigy and how
yeah.
she tried to give him a normal life.
Yeah.
So it didn't, F him up.
Yeah.
She was in that?
Yeah, and she directed it.
Directed it.
that? Oh.
Yeah. And then you think of
Wait, no, I'm
Queen's
thinking of
Gambit.
the Searching for Bobby Fischer. That's the Joe Montaigne and
You're thinking of Baby's Day Out.
Ben Kingsley. No, that's a great movie too. But I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Right?
Yeah.
Little Man Tate?
That's it.
That's it.
Little man
Yeah.
Tate.
So anyhow, this kid's on top of the chess world right about now at 8 years old.
My funk soul brother.
All right, here we go. Target
Oh.
has announced a limited edition collaboration with the iconic fashion brand Diane von Furstenberg.
Wow.
Heading to stores this spring.
I love when they do these
Is
things.
this cool for you to hear this?
I mean, I don't really wear her stuff. She's kind of known for those wrap dresses that
Yes.
have these, prints on them. So that's not really my style, but I do like when they,
Top
team with designers. Yeah, and they
What
bring
was the
stuff in,
last
'cause
one that-
some of them are great. The one last
that was
summer,
all the rage.
I know it was like travel bags
Right.
and bathing suits, and the name is escaping me.
Do you guys remember this? It was, everyone.
Not Lily Pulitzer.
No. Steve, I'll look it up while
yeah.
he tells the story.
The Diane
It was
von
Gerd Frobe.
Furstenberg for Target collection is a collaboration between the fashion designer and her granddaughter, Talita von Furstenberg. It will be available beginning March 23rd, both in stores and on their website while supplies last. They're also offering customers a chance to shop the collection early at a public event, March 15th and 16th at The Shed in New York City.
When they do this too, it sells out so
Huge.
quickly.
Yeah.
The collection includes over 200 items featuring archival Diane von Furstenberg prints, as well as new patterns and pieces exclusive to Target. In addition to the brand's iconic wrap dresses, the collection will span women's, girls, baby apparel, and accessories, beauty and home decor, with most items priced under $50.
You know,
That's what they'll do though.
Right.
These people, because they sell their items first. It's so expensive, and when they do these collaborations, they make it affordable for the normal person.
You
to
know,
go in.
it's funny. So years ago, I used to date someone who was worked in the fashion industry and designed all this stuff. And there are these like real outlets for like Perry Ellis and these other designers that are basically you go into a room somewhere on the third floor of a building where you're going to get this designer stuff for Target prices. And it's crazy.
How does one get there?
I think you get like Women's Wear Daily or whatever, then there'll be like an ad will pop up saying that it's available here.
Oh, wow.
And so that's kind of the way in Preston, The Devil Wears Prada, when he takes her into the that room. Here, this would look good on you.
Everything, yeah. So it will also feature made-to-order furniture, Kathy, starting at $300, including headboards, benches, and room dividers that can be customized in one of 7 exclusive fabrics made for the Target collection.
Any Stanley Cups, Diane von Furstenberg?
Born in Belgium, von Furstenberg, now 77, gained prominence as a fashion designer in the late 1960s and 70s and is best known for her wrap dresses, in addition to being... her granddaughter, Talita von Furstenberg, is also a designer, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and the co-chairwoman of her grandmother's brand. Now, I'm going to stay with fashion for just a second here. Because, Kathy, I saw a term this morning, and I thought it was a typo.
Uh-huh.
And it was not a typo, and it's something I've never heard of before. Sticky bras.
Sticky bras.
Yeah.
I've never heard that term before.
I've got a great sticky bra story.
I thought of sticky
yours first.
buns, but and I thought maybe it was a typo, but no, sticky bras.
Can I throw something at you?
Yeah.
Is this like what they call a braza bra?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. It's more like the chicken cutlet, I think.
Okay.
It kind of just sticks and it'll,
Yes.
cover so that there's, it's smooth underneath the shirt. And sometimes it doesn't have straps. And so you can wear strapless or, halter top, whatever.
Hollywood stylist Tracy Shapoff says there are so many styles of sticky bras these days that you can get away with just about any neckline. V-neck, scoop neck, plunge, and sweetheart are all fully capable of being worn, as there are great sticky options for all these styles.
So it's simply
Sticky.
more to keep things packed in rather than to provide lift, correct? Because if you don't have the classic over-the-shoulder boulder holder design,
Yeah. You know what, though?
It can keep things together.
Right.
Yeah,
Can
like
push them
push
together.
it together. So
Yeah.
if you wanted like a little cleavage, I mean, I don't think that these work for women with larger breasts. But I don't know. Maybe they do, but for me, this would never work. But
What if
people who have smaller breasts, this would work. They work.
what if instead of coming down from the shoulders, what if you had like the way they control Muppet arms with the sticks underneath attached to your knees that were holding them up from below?
You could do that.
Yeah.
So the material, excuse me, of the garment that you're wearing is also a factor when choosing a sticky bra. She said, I think sticky bras work best for backless, low back pieces and are great for lightweight fabrics like silks, where you want a very smooth finish but also need a little added lift or shaping. And there are very few disadvantages to sticky bras, she said. Those with sensitive skin may want to be cautious about the adhesive, as it can sometimes cause irritation, rashes, or allergy, but they are generally safe.
It would imagine very sweaty, right? I mean,
If you're worried about sticky bras losing their stickiness, the experts have some tips for extending how long a sticky bra will last. All the stylists consulted said that applying adhesive bras to clean, dry skin is key. Avoid using body oil or moisture before applying, or otherwise they won't stick or stay in place.
when I was a teenager, I had one sticky sock, but
Just one?
for different reasons.
Chris.
What's this for?
Oh, geez. So for some reason, some influencers are on my timeline.
Yep.
And there's this one in fashion influencers. There's one girl, Kath, who has this adhesive that she will basically paint onto her boob. Do you know? Does this?
No.
This is not familiar for
It's
you?
like beauty contestants do this, or like pageant contestants will do this, right?
Yeah,
as makeup?
No. So her boobs don't flop out of her, like a strapless bra or whatever.
Oh,
I don't know. And then they also have, Casey, double-sided tape that they'll use.
Stuff, but this is an actual like
adhesive.
Yeah.
Kathy, what is your sticky bra story?
Oh, so I had a college Pollyanna party over the holidays, and we all got together, and we hadn't seen each other in a couple of years. And one of my friends was wearing those little sticky, but she had more of like the chicken cutlet. They were separate; they didn't connect in the middle. And yeah, she had a little bit to drink, and they went flying through the house, throughout the evening. And literally, like 2 weeks later, we get a text from the woman who hosted the party, and she goes, "I was watering my plants today, and look what I found." And one of her chicken cutlets was in the plant.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Is the chicken cutlet used as a quasi enhancement as well, or is it simply for?
No, my
placement?
friend didn't need enhancement. I think it's more for like to cover the nipple, so
Okay.
that it's not coming through the shirt, and so that the back is open.
Yep.
If you
I
wear like
gotcha.
an open back dress or shirt or whatever.
Isn't it funny that you try to suppress the nipple, and then you had that story a little
I
while
know,
ago
yeah.
about nipple enhancers? Yeah.
All right, another story. Junk drawer. Let me dig in here. Oh, here we go. A drill sergeant who trains new recruits to be infantry soldiers became the first to shoot a perfect score over the 5 weeks of an Army course for marksmanship instructors.
What's your name, fat body?
Staff Sergeant Do Hwan Yi.
It's gonna make you puke.
Go on.
A jelly donut.
Staff Sergeant Do Hwan Yi shot a perfect 170 out of 170 on every critical shooting event at the Marksmanship Master Trainer course at Fort Moore, Georgia.
That's amazing.
He's the first soldier to not miss a single shot while completing the 5-week course, which formally began in 2018. Yi said, as an infantry drill sergeant, it's been my job to train civilians and not only soldiers, but into infantry soldiers, and marksmanship is something that I take very seriously. I've taught hundreds of soldiers now, and the reason I did what I did at the schoolhouse was I put into practice everything that I've taught my past soldiers. He's originally from Guam and graduated from the Army Sniper School at Fort Moore in 2023. Along with his training as an infantryman, he practices shooting on the weekends as a hobby. Said that if he expects his students to listen to him as an instructor, he feels obligated to be an expert shot.
Yeah, he clearly is.
He grew up in Dadeo, Guam, and enlisted in the Army at 17. He said, there's almost no Army presence on Guam, but I knew I wanted to serve in some sort of combat role, and that's why I became an infantryman. So pretty damn cool.
I used to be a really good shot. I won a couple of contests when I was a kid, and
Where were you shooting, Nick?
I used to shoot at camp, and then I had some, it was like 22s and stuff like that. But my father-in-law, for all intents and purposes, he's a hunter and has guns, and so he has a little target range in his backyard. And I'm still a really good shot, which I'm kind of surprised by. But my eyesight has gotten kind of crappy over the last 2 or 3 years, or it's just gotten worse.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to whether or not my ability to shoot has gotten worse.
Well, listen, we should do maybe with. Well, it's not the same as like using a BB gun or something, but shooting sports are fun.
I'd love
they
to.
Really
Yeah.
are.
I
They really
got
are.
to go out with some police officers maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and there was a shooting range out in Malvern. And I was still really good. I was like, man, this is fun.
That's wild. Yeah, a lot of people do. Right? You're Preston.
I was good at skeet shooting.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah, my dad and I used to go pretty regularly, and I was a pretty good shot. So, and it's something that I wouldn't mind exploring again sometime down the road. It's fun.
Remember when we took Lauren Harris to shoot and we got in trouble? When we got the police officers in
I
trouble?
was with them for that. Yeah. Because Lauren wanted to do it, and this was experience the world with Lauren or whatever.
Yeah, we did like a couple of things.
Yeah, she went diving with the sharks in Camden and did a few other things, including shooting. Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey, Nick, my friend actually owns Mainline Armory. It's a brand new, kind of like a boutique gun range.
There was a write-up on this place.
Yeah, it looks really.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, my friend owns it.
Wow.
Yeah, we should take you out there.
All right.
All right, there's one more story I want to get to for sure. So let me see if I can find it. I got it. So for the first time in more than 2 decades, the USS New Jersey will set sail on a historic homecoming voyage to South Philly, bringing it with it an exclusive tour of the boat. It's not cheap, though. Costs $225. It is scheduled. The Battleship New Jersey is set for a $10 million dry dock maintenance.
How much?
$225.
$10 million, $10 million,
No.
$10 million, $10 million, $10 million, $10 million.
This process will expose parts of the ship typically submerged, such as the propellers and underside, making them accessible for public tours and offering a unique view of the vessel's rarely unseen features.
I think I like this.
Yeah.
I think I'd love to do this. And then Preston, with pièce de resistance, they let you fire on Cherry Hill.
No.
Wow.
It's an upgrade that will keep the boat afloat literally and financially. So starting on April 6th, USS New Jersey will offer tours every Saturday and Sunday until maintenance concludes in May. Entry to view the historic ship is priced at $225, but if you want the battleship's lead curator, Ryan Szymanski, to give you the grand tour, it costs $1,000.
I'll take Debbie Szymanski for $225.
Okay. While the battleship will be dry docked at the Navy Yard, its usual fundraising efforts like special events, overnight campouts, and tours will be non-existent. And to offset that financial blow during the ship's most popular time of year, that's why they're jacking up the prices a little bit.
How many times have you? I recommend when people come into the area to check it out because it is so cool. I've been a number of times, and people always say, you know, if you take them like down to the marshal or whatever, and they're looking across and they're saying, well, it's amazing. I said, yeah, and they're tours. They immediately want to go check it out.
Do most major cities have some sort of battleship or something there? I mean, that are decommissioned?
If there's a waterfront in several of the cities I visited, but nothing like the New Jersey.
This
So in St. Louis, there was like a submarine, and you could go to it. It was a smaller one.
Okay.
And they have one. Is the one still
the Bakuna? Is that what it is?
I'm not sure. I haven't done Penn's Landing or any of that in a long time.
I've done them all many times. It's been a while since I've been in the submarine. I dig the submarine. I think that's awesome. And then there's the other ship, the steel, the battleship. God. You go down there so many times you forget the damn names of the things.
Right.
Where?
It's right next to the submarine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just was wondering if for maybe, just maybe. All right, so the ship is decommissioned, but if the crap ever hits the fan, how long it would take to get these things up and running?
Like in Battleship?
Like if it's kind of there as like a dormant defense system.
I don't know. I think some of I think they seal up some of the guns.
Okay.
Oh God, no! If you go into the New Jersey and you take a look inside of those turrets, it's clear that they don't work anymore.
Okay.
That it would take quite now. Some of the guns on there do fire, as we found out when we were at the MMRBQ.
That's right.
It was wild.
They fire one of those guns. I think it might be like a 9-inch gun or something like that. I know a guy, Jack Willard. He emails me all the time, but he works on the staff over there and giving me updates on what's going on with the New Jersey all the time. And he was like, "If you guys want, we can fire that thing off sometime."
It's so
Do
loud.
we not have a piece of the deck that went with Casey?
Went with Casey to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Remember that?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you're trying not to remember that?
No, I actually wasn't paying attention to what you were saying.
They brought a piece of the deck from the New Jersey when they were
Right.
Remember that?
I saw a bird.
Let's see. Some people are texting in US Midway in San Diego.
Oh, yeah.
Omaha has a destroyer on display. North Carolina has one in Wilmington. There's a few of them. The Olympia, Steve.
That's
next to the Bakuna.
Have you ever been on board that, Preston?
Open. No.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
It's I think 1910. I'm going to put as it's the middle of its operating period.
Okay.
And I'm probably way wrong on that, but the gears, the attention to detail, the appointments on the ship, just amazing.
Steve, what was that show that you liked, The Last Ship? Is that what
The
it was?
Last Ship.
So Marissa and I got to go on see the premiere of that, and that was on the USS Midway in San Diego. And they brought some of the cast out via helicopter, landed them out there, and they had like the giant screen set up and everything. It was fantastic.
That's cool.
And it's a museum now. You can anybody can tour it.
I love that stuff.
Nice. Is that Frank? Is that the guy I was talking about that you're talking to on hold right now? Because if so, I'll hold on a second. Otherwise, we're going to wrap things up. They're not listening to me.
He's gone.
No, it says no.
You made him sad.
I must have done it. That's all we have in the junk drawer. I'm going to shut it down.
That was a junk drawer. Preston's closing up his junk drawer. There's nothing left here in the junk drawer. Until next time, that was the junk drawer.
wouldn't have been that guy on Hulk because his name is Jack, not Frank. Frank, I totally messed that up.
But you guys are so close, you get to call him Frank.
I do. Hi, Frank. My name's Jack. Yeah, but I'd like to call you Frank.
Yeah, but everyone calls you that.
All right, let's take a break. Come back in a second. Bizarre File stories are on the way. Don't forget, we are going to have the star of the movie, Bob Marley, One Love, joining us around 9 o'clock. Kingsley Ben Adir will be on the show. So you hang out with us. We'd love to have you for the whole thing. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve.
Does play the one from The Ring who was there for a long time. Liz is just a phenomenal singer, too. I just wanted to let you guys know.
Really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. She's incredibly talented.
And she was good. It says you were moving along, she'd move along, and she never sang really, but she
didn't
I'm
sing.
the chick from The Ring, and I'm coming after you.
So her name is Liz.
Yes, Liz.
All right, cool. Thank you, Chrissy. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Cause in 7 days
See ya.
you're through. Chop-a-da-ba.
All right.
It's not that scary.
I know, it's not
Yeah.
scary when you sing it.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't it be a little less if it were a musical?
I live in a well and my life's kinda hell and I'm coming after you.
My life's kind of hell.
I'm the chick in the well and my life's kinda hell, but I'm a coming after you. In 7 days.
7 days. In 7 days.
7 days.
7 days. Coming after you in 7 days.
Hey. The Ring, the musical.
Turn my mic on. You turn his mic off.
I didn't turn it off. I think you might have hit the button yourself there, dude.
Uh-oh.
No, there we go. I just hit that button.
All right.
Wait a second. What's going on?
Wait a
What
second.
just happened here?
Your mic will turn off in 7 seconds. Your mic will turn off in 7 seconds.
What? I don't have a mic.
McGregor is in talks to reprise his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi in a series that centers around his Star Wars character for Disney Plus, according to the Hollywood Reporter.
It is Obi-Wan Kenobi, attorney at law. It's a departure.
That would be.
Yeah.
I think you should let him off with time served.
Giving you time served.
He's using the Jedi mind trick to sway the judge.
I think you should find him innocent.
I'm finding you innocent.
I object.
There's no way that's legal.
It's totally illegal.
Oh, my God.
I think you need to go to sleep.
I got to go to sleep now.
That would be...
That would
be brilliant.
Kenobi,
I would totally
attorney at law.
This isn't the evidence you're looking for.
Yeah.
Even if you're stone cold guilty, give me a call.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the commercials. Yeah.
Demand Kenobi.
Yeah. And he's licensed in Missouri.
I am.
Yeah.
And even if I'm not, I'll convince them I am.
Yes, that's right.
I'm licensed in Missouri.
He's licensed in Missouri.
Better call Obi.
Would he wear would he be a cowboy hat?
Space cowboy.
Lawyer?
Yeah.
Type? Oh, my God. Obi-Wan Kenobi, attorney at law.
Anytime, day or night, even on New Year's Day.
Coming soon to Disney Plus.
Or Life Day on the Wookiee home planet.
No, this could be good. I loved him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I didn't care for the series of movies, but I thought he pulled it off
I agree.
wonderfully.
He was the thing that kept me watching, and he provided, I believe, the emotional core to those. The second and third movies I really do like. I think they're good. In just tone and in some way, the distinction between the Abrams movies, the artificiality of the first trilogy was almost too much. It was so CGI'd that it was hard to connect to.
Yeah,
But
everything on the screen was fake.
Yeah.
Except for the people, and even in that case, a lot of like Jar Jar obviously was fake. But there's a big stretch of time where we don't know what happens with Obi-Wan, and maybe they'll fill in that time.
Yeah.
with his law career.
Law school.
With
and-
this, yeah.
Passing the bar.
Mr. Kenobi, do you have anything to say?
John Houseman.
So anyhow, we'll see when that eventually
He gets his own
surfaces.
judge show.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
This bitch still got my TV.
Give the TV back.
He's settling these small claims cases.
It's like Sam
This bitch still got my TV.
Oh my God! Oh.
I suggest you return the TV.
Give me the TV.
All right, TMZ reports that Davy Chase. Now, I looked her up, and it says she started the ring. She was Samara. She's the psycho.
Yes,
the scary girl.
The girl in the well.
And by the way, turns out she's gorgeous.
Yes, she is.
She was arrested on a drug possession charge and spent some time behind bars. Yeah.
But she escaped through the television, didn't she?
She did. She managed to get out of
I
there
knew we were
through the
going that
TV.
way.
But she's had some run-ins. Last year, she was locked up after cops pulled her over for joyriding in an allegedly stolen car.
She was locked up for 7 days.
Is the phone rings after 7 days or something like
In
that?
7 days. Yeah, that's when you die. You have 7 days to get your affairs in order before you're... 7 days.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie. 6.5.
7 business days.
Business days? So that means I get the weekend too?
Well, it's Monday's Labor Day, so about 8 days. All right, just stay there. I'm going to come over and kill you now.
Yeah, if you could be more specific, it might help in planning. So,
what if I go across the international date line? Let me get back to you.
Coming up soon, we'll be addressing Halloween. But
Yes.
it's a favorite costume for Halloween parties and haunted houses.
Which is the one where you go to where they have a girl who really does the full, clicking and the whole body gesticulation.
Penhurst?
No, it's there's probably one there, but there's one, maybe it's
There's one
it's
kinda
the one way out where
I
we
know what
always
you're
get
talking
lost
about.
going to.
It's in Bucks County.
Yeah.
I know exactly the one you're
but
talking
the girl
Valley
who
of
does...
Fear?
Nah.
Might be.
Valley of Fear.
It's out kind of in a woodsy area.
It's Grotto of Consternation is the name of it.
Hang on. Chrissy is on the line to tell us about that haunted attraction. And it is Valley of Fear, isn't it? So it's Valley of Fear?
It is Valley of Fear, and the girl who does play the one from The Ring, who was there for a long time, Liz, is just a phenomenal singer, too. I just wanted to let you guys know.
Really? Okay.
Oh, yeah, she's incredibly talented.
And she was good. It says you were moving along, she'd move along, and she never sang really, but she
She didn't
I'm
sing.
the chick from The Ring, and I'm coming after you.
So her name is Liz?
Yes, Liz.
All right, cool. Thank you, Chrissy. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Cause in 7 days
See ya.
you're through. Chop-a-da-ba.
All right.
It's not that scary.
I know, it's not
Yeah.
scary when you sing it.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't it be
Right?
a little less if it were a musical?
I live in a well and my life's kind of hell and I'm coming after you.
My life's kind of hell.
I'm the chick in the well and my life's kind of hell, but I'm a coming after you. In 7 days. 7 days.
In 7 days.
7 days.
7 days. Coming after you in 7 days.
Hey.
The Ring, the musical.
Turn my mic on! You turned his mic off.
I didn't turn it off. I think you might have hit the button yourself there, dude.
Uh-oh.
No, there we go. I just hit that button.
All right.
Wait a second. What's going on?
Wait a
What
second.
just happened here?
Your mic will turn off in 7 seconds. Your mic will turn off in 7 seconds. What? I don't have a mic.
So, what's going on with Lindsay Lohan and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia?
I'm sorry, I don't kiss and tell.
Mohammed bin Salman is his name.
Hey, Sababin bin Dalbin.
Rumors are Mohammed bin Salman.
Salbin bin Dagbin. I love you.
Mohammed bin Salman.
What?
Rumors are circulating that the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, who many critics say is a dictator and the real power behind the throne of his father, King Salman, and the perpetually beleaguered Lilo have formed a special relationship of some sort.
It's a cup of good roast beef.
Some believe that he is a dictator and the real power behind the throne of his father, King Salman. So sources spill that he flies her around on his jets and showers her with presents, even gifting her with a credit card.
Oh, it's a Discover card. It pays you for every purchase.
A rep denies the claim.
What's in your wallet?
What's in your wallet? But sources insist that Lindsay, who has been based partly in Dubai for a few years, is regularly courted by Middle Eastern dignitaries.
I love dictators.
In Saudi culture of late. And
Kim Jong-un, this is Lindsay.
last year declared her intention to make an all-female film dubbed Frame about Saudi Arabian life.
I want to make an all-female version of Steel Magnolias.
It is an all-female. It's already.
God damn it.
If Lindsay is, in fact, good friends with him, she wouldn't be the first Hollywood star to cavort with dictators. Kim Jong-un and Dennis Rodman, Hilary Swank and Ramzan Kadyrov.
Yes.
Steven Seagal and Vladimir Putin are just a few of the reported Hollywood political odd couples. So Lindsay might be, I don't know, tight with Mohammed bin Salman.
Wow.
And yeah, it's pretty wild, isn't it? A former Cape Breton University student says that she regrets not making a formal complaint 3 years ago against a professor who was fired this summer for demanding moose meat, lobster, and sex from a student in exchange for better grades.
In that order?
Moose meat, lobster, and sex.
All right, you don't have moose meat. You don't have lobster.
You got any lobster?
Sex. All right, look, how about sex?
She said,
Wait, I found some moose meat. Yeah!
She said, I wish I did something back then. I wish I got him fired, Jess Hardy said. Then the situation wouldn't have happened. She was a first-year student and said that Shamal Fernadupal made inappropriate comments and suggestions.
You're going to ruin the day, Fernadupal.
And her appearance, and implied that he wanted a sexual relationship with her, and he would say inappropriate things all the time. Now, unfortunately, as the story goes on, it never gets into the details about the moose meat and lobster.
Well, it's a bizarre
That's what I'm
pecking
most
order.
interested in.
Right, yes. You don't understand.
But they ended up firing this guy because he apparently did.
Was it the moose meat?
To a couple of students. It was the moose meat.
He's there in front of the dean. It was the moose meat, wasn't it? Well, actually, the number 3 on the list here, the sex.
So apparently he wasn't only demanding sex, but moose meat and lobster.
I should have stopped at lobster.
And they fired him. So there you go. That's all I have in the
It's
details.
like he's looking for something to round out the list.
Yeah.
And the sex.
Yeah. Kourtney Kardashian is fighting back against critics who claim that she does no work.
Preston, are you saying she's clapping back?
She is clapping back, Steve. Yep. Mm-hmm. And she got some blowback after posting multiple shots from her family vacations in Italy and Idaho. I know.
So what's it going to be, kids? Italy or Idaho?
She's only visiting places that start with I.
Yeah.
And Idaho happened to be on the list. In Italy,
Indiana.
In Italy, the Poosh founder partied with her 3 kids, Mason, Penelope, and Rain. Remember Poosh?
I'm sorry, I just pooshed.
Yeah, that's her. Is that her lifestyle brand?
Yeah.
Poosh?
Trying to be like Goop, I guess.
Yeah.
Poosh. I just pooshed in my pants.
People who brought you queef and drippy fart.
But she partied.
Poosh, and queef. The award-winning triple line from Kourtney Kardashian.
The Poosh founder partied with her 3 kids nominally for her sister Kylie's 22nd birthday.
With the subtle scent of salmon.
Several other family members were there, as was her ex, Scott Disick, with whom she shares her children, and his girlfriend, Sophia Richie. Now, in Idaho, Kourtney and her kids...
We're going to Idaho, kids!
...hung with her sister Kendall. One social media user commented, Kourtney, this is why people say you don't work, girl. And she replied, so she clapped back.
She clapped back.
We all have our priorities, so I'll be making memories with my kids and amazing people while living my life to the absolute fullest. And then a fight broke out between commenters who praised her for prioritizing her kids over at work and others who said, as working moms, they were dedicated to family too. And so Kourtney clapped back again.
So she clapped back at the mothers?
She says, who says I'm not a working mom? Because I most definitely am. Working moms can
Oh, my God.
Dedicated, of course. As women, we should be supporting each other for what allows us to be our best, not being so critical and judgmental of each other. We all do things our own way.
Damn,
Did they counterattack with the clap salvo?
I don't think so. There was not. Underlying her point, she wrote, "A travel diary coming soon."
Can't wait.
On Poosh. Poosh. And I guess there must be an Instagram account because it's
93.3 WMMR.
No sad, bro. Let's do this Friday thing. Before we do the bizarre file, real quick, if you don't mind, I'd like to do a shout out. This is an email that was received by Rob Nicholas. And he said, I want to get a shout out from these girls. He said, I first want to start and say we're huge fans of the show. I was wondering if there was any way you could recognize our daughter, Cheryl Lynn's cheerleading team, who just became national champions.
Wow.
This is the 10U Youth Rec Crispin Cougars cheerleading team that went to the NHSCC Nationals in Disney World this past weekend and came home national champions. These girls have done it all. They were undefeated in 6 local competitions, grand champs in their final competition before leaving for Disney to become national champs. They showed that hard work and dedication does truly pay off. Their coaches, Katie Kelly and Casey Holland, are amazing, did such an incredible job with the team. They are not only great teammates, but have become best friends over the past year, and no one can take away their lucky ducks. They take them everywhere, especially to the national championship. So here's a shout out to you guys. That's huge.
That is amazing.
National
His
champions.
daughter.
Good for you. And then real quick, this is another shout out. Says, good morning, IT crew. Thanks for always getting me through the week, but this shout out is for who has gotten me through life the past 29 years. My wife, Shannon. She's getting her first colonoscopy this morning, and her prep last night had us cracking a ton of jokes and laughing. Hopefully everything is good to go. Thanks again. Have a nice flight. And that's from Ed F. in Cape May County. So a shout out for your wife. I'm sure it went just wonderful. All right, let's do the bizarre file. We are ready for that right now.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
We'll start with this story. A 34-year-old man in Colorado with a hobby of collecting venomous reptiles as pets was killed by one of his Gila monsters.
Oh, man.
How did that happen?
Police received a 911 call from the victim's girlfriend, Madeline Sutton, for an animal bite on February 12th. When they arrived at Christopher Ward's home, they discovered that he had been bitten by the venomous Gila monster. Police said that Ward had named his pet lizard Winston. Sutton said that she was in another room in the couple's shared home when she heard him say something that didn't sound right.
Geflavin.
When she entered the room, she found that Ward was on the ground and that the Gila monster lizard had escaped its cage and latched onto his hand.
So I know that they are venomous. I didn't realize they packed that much venom.
They're rarely deadly, though.
Yeah.
Police said the frantic girlfriend called 911 after he began violently vomiting and ceased breathing.
Oh, boy.
Authorities said Ward was hospitalized for 4 days and he died from the bite.
Oh, it's so sad.
A day after the man was bitten, animal control officers went to the home, removed 2 Gila monsters. Authorities also found and removed 26 species of spiders. Police said that the reptiles have been taken to a wildlife rehabilitation facility. Owning Gila monsters, by the way, is illegal in Colorado.
Well, there you go.
And according to the San Diego Wildlife Zoo, Gila monsters' bites rarely cause death in humans.
Okay, so they're not going to put that Gila monster down?
It was just Gila monstering.
I know,
Yeah.
but when other animals
I know.
do that, they ought to, like, I guess maybe if you don't have fur, we're like, okay.
Well, they do that to ones that are living in the wild,
Right.
And they don't. This is a contained animal. You know what I mean?
If a domestic pet sometimes attacks somebody else, they will put down the pet if they believe the pet is a trouble situation. I think what's happening here, though,
Yeah.
the Gila monsters have better lawyers.
They do.
Yes.
They do. Yeah. Because he had that story earlier this week, Press, about the guy who was trying to take a selfie in the lion enclosure.
Right.
I'm sure that lion's not alive anymore.
No,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, so
Kathy knows about this stuff.
A man was arrested in the town of Sutton after police say he had a rocket launcher and crack cocaine in his car.
That's a perfect combination.
No.
I got my crack and I got my Lord's rocket.
On Wednesday, Sutton Police Detective Alex Sinney was doing surveillance on a suspicious vehicle in the parking lot.
Crack, good to go.
Of the Red Roof Inn. The driver was identified as Harvey Johnson.
And he's at the Red Roof Inn.
Yeah.
It doesn't get more American.
When Sinney approached the car and began talking to the driver, he saw that what was believed to be drug paraphernalia. He thought it was a bong, okay?
Oh, man, really?
Police said the detective then searched the car. He allegedly found an M190 U.S. Army rocket launcher and some crack cocaine. Police said, needless to say, the rocket launcher and drugs were seized by the detective, and Mr. Johnson was charged with both of them.
Do you have anything in the car that's illegal? Well, is a rocket launcher and crack illegal?
They added that it took some research to determine how to take possession of a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
It was eventually turned over to the ATF. Johnson was charged with possession of crack cocaine and possession of an incendiary device.
By the way, I've always wanted to fire a rocket launcher.
Pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
An annual event commonly known as the Naked Man Festival came to an end after nearly 1,000 years due to the declining population in the area, according to organizers.
Is this Japan?
Yeah, it's in Japan. The Sominsai Festival, commonly known as the Naked Man Festival, involves hundreds of loincloth-clad men gathering at the temple in Ashu to wrestle for ownership of a bag of talismans blessed by the temple's chief priest.
You know, it's kind of ironic that Ashu is right next to a town called God Bless You.
The festival, which dates back more than 1,000 years, is held annually on the 7th day of the Lunar New Year. Daigo Fujinami, the chief priest, announced that this year's festival, which was held Saturday, was the facility's last. 1,000 years, man.
Yeah, that's it. I guess I couldn't get a sponsor.
He said this decision is due to the aging of individuals involved in the festival and a shortage of successors. While efforts were made to continue the festival to the best of our abilities in order to prevent last-minute cancellations or disruptions in the future, the decision to cancel the festival itself has been made. So that's sad to hear that 1,000-year tradition is gone.
Cross that
Especially
off the
when
list.
it's 1,000 naked men.
Yeah.
A Pennsylvania judge who allegedly shot her ex-boyfriend in the head and then tried to convince him that he shot himself was charged with first-degree attempted murder and aggravated assault. That's a bad judge.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you shot yourself.
The shooting...
you shot me. No, you did.
The shooting happened February 10th at a home in Harrisburg after the victim, Michael McCoy, attempted to end his one-year relationship with magisterial district judge Sonia McKnight. Police said McKnight called 911 to report that her boyfriend could not see and requested an ambulance to come to the home. McKnight told the dispatcher that she did not know what happened because she was sleeping and woke up to him screaming. During an investigation, police say they learned that McCoy had tried numerous times to break up with McKnight. The affidavit states that at one point he took his key from McKnight, but she used a spare to enter his home while he was at work.
Wow.
McCoy told detectives
That's a judge.
He came home from work that one night and found McKnight sitting on his couch in pajamas. McCoy left the home to go to a local bar. Things were tense when McCoy returned home, and McKnight asked if they could talk, but McCoy did not want to. McCoy told McKnight that he would enlist the help of his mother to get her out of his home. And at this point, Sonia responds saying, "Oh, you're serious." And Michael stated that it was like she finally understood that it was over. He then went to bed. He told detectives that he was asleep for about an hour or two when he woke up with a massive head pain and couldn't see. And then the affidavit said he begins screaming and he hears Sonia McKnight say, "Mike, what did you do to yourself?"
Oh, my God.
What'd you do? Authorities say that McKnight allegedly tried to convince her ex-boyfriend.
Why did you shoot yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
That he had shot himself. McCoy repeatedly stated to police that he did not shoot himself. He's sitting here going, "I didn't shoot it." Detectives. Detectives determined that McKnight's interview with them was found to be deceptive, and the gun was registered to her. A test conducted within an hour after the shooting also found gun residue on her hands.
She's a judge. Wouldn't you know that?
McCoy suffered a single gunshot wound and entered near his right temple and exited near the left temple. I mean, she was trying to kill him, shoot him in the head. He is now blind in his right eye.
Oh, man.
He's lucky to be alive.
Yes.
McKnight was also previously charged with shooting her estranged husband in 2019 after she allegedly invited him over to her home to help her move furniture. She was not charged in the case after it was ruled to be self-defense.
This might cast a different light on it.
Oh, my
Yeah, I
God.
think
To
they're going
that
to
point,
revisit that one.
Preston, if you have this and you had a client up in front of this judge,
Yeah.
do you think you have the grounds to
Remember that time you shot somebody?
right to reopen that the trial? Is there legal recourse if you find out the judge
in
was
hindsight,
insane?
Maybe. Yeah. Did you ever see the movie The Judge with?
Yes.
And it was about him going through chemotherapy.
Right.
And would all those cases
Would be
exonerated because he might have been suffering
Drugged,
from the effects of the chemotherapy. Yeah, it's an interesting question. That is all I have in the bizarre file for you. We will take a break. We'll come back in a moment. I believe it might be kind of short time when we get back. So get yourself ready, friends. We'll return in a second. Poosh. Yeah, that splooge. Splooge. We need to start our own lifestyle brand called
Jig Jill.
Splooge. All right. So anyhow,
that's her fight song.
Well, I guess so.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song.
Live it,
To be
girl.
honest, though, following her on Instagram, I don't follow her on Instagram, but I follow her through all the pages of TMZ and all that stuff as I put together stuff for the Hollywood Trash. And to be honest, I've never seen her do anything but vacation.
I know. Yeah,
never.
That's what her job is.
That is her job.
Yep. Well, she's working hard then.
Well, just consult Poosh if you want to find out what she's up to.
Let's talk about the happiest place on earth.
It's magical.
Disney. This is Disneyland, by the way, in Anaheim. And there's a viral video, yes, that is making the rounds of a couple of families beating the ever-loving piss out of each other for about 4 minutes before they finally go their separate ways.
That's a long fight.
It is a long fight.
Is someone in a wheelchair?
It's in Toontown, by the way. There was somebody on a mobility scooter.
Okay, all right.
Kathy, but the fight happens. They start to split up. Then it sparks back up again. Then they kind of split up. Then it keeps going on and on.
I mean, and it's like the Andy Kaufman used to do the intergender wrestling.
Yeah.
They're brawling. Doesn't matter. The dude's beating on the woman.
Oh my God! Wait, so that's okay. I'm just seeing this for the first time. The guy
fists are flying.
punches the woman.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a couple of women beating up. It's just a mess.
Where's security?
Not that it's an excuse, but it kicks off. They're having words, and the woman just spits right in this guy's face, and then he slugs her. But I can't figure out who's on whose side.
No, neither can I.
It's like I'm like, oh, he's hitting her now. I thought she was with him, and it's just who the hell knows what's going on.
And then the woman in the mobility scooter gets up as if she
can walk.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. This stupid fight between these imbeciles has caused a miracle.
You know what? And there's a moment in this video where the whoever is filming this video, by the way, is laughing the whole time. She's not with them because obviously she would be getting in the middle of this.
And she's up close.
But there's an older woman who gets knocked down to the ground on her back, and you hear the woman filming just laughing her ass off. And I'm like, and you can hear children crying in the background.
Oh my God.
There's a little kid walking around, and it's obviously this is there. I will freely admit, I chuckled a few times, but the really tragic part of this here is this little kid is watching these adults do this and walking around with his hands up like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Even a kid can't figure it out.
And he taps, I guess, who is his mother. Like, hello, I'm here. Obviously he needs attention. He's upset too.
And all the while in the background, you have the delightfully colored Toontown.
Oh my God.
Happy place.
Listen, I understand that things can go awry anywhere, and somebody can have a bad day, and something can trigger. But if you can have the presence of mind to be aware of where you are, right then and there, you're in Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. Come on, look around you, see where you are. Shut up. But some people are just... some people are just a-holes.
It just kills me in this one because there was another one, Preston. I forget it was at like a kids park. It was like an amusement park. It very well may have been Disney World. And this one's great because the woman in the mobility scooter in that one, Kathy, she doesn't get up, but she starts using her mobility scooter to join the fight. She's backing up and ramming the brawling people.
So apparently this one, they're all in the same family. They're all related.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So this is an ongoing investigation. No arrests have been made, but there was infighting that had begun outside of the park, and the fight just continued inside the park. No arrests. They all knew each other.
Ridiculous.
Well, not yet anyway, Case. They said the investigation's ongoing. But
after they viewed the video, now they're looking at potentially.
Because then that guy goes on
everything. I saw it all. It was a mess.
But then the guy goes on to slap another woman and take her to the ground.
Kathy, he doesn't just slap her. I mean, and this is horrifying, but he gives her a haymaker.
Just some unwritten rules, right? Like
protocol.
Yeah, protocol.
You don't fire on someone else's bitch.
No, you don't.
Not in Toontown.
Not in Toontown, man. You take that to Epcot.
I think, Casey, of your story at the 4th of July parade all the time.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And the bending down and addressing them as a father to kids who needed to be addressed by their father. But like you get in that mentality sometimes, and this is a place where that can happen.
You can have an Independence Day from life.
Oh, I totally understand.
I'm going to make you independent of your life.
But on the outside, everybody else.
Hey,
is like,
what a good dad.
Oh, you poor thing. You're so upset. You better stop crying right now.
Don't cry. Don't even let him know you're in pain.
A former Cape Breton University student says that she regrets not making a formal complaint 3 years ago against a professor who was fired this summer for demanding moose meat, lobster, and sex from a student in exchange for better grades.
In that order?
Moose meat, lobster, and sex.
All right, you don't have moose meat. You don't have lobster.
You got any lobster?
Sex. All right, look, how about sex?
She said,
I found some moose meat. Yeah!
She said, I wish I did something back then. I wish I got him fired, Jess Hardy said. Then the situation wouldn't have happened. She was a first-year student and said that Shamal Fernaduple made inappropriate comments and suggested
you're going to ruin the day, Fernaduple.
And her appearance and implied that he wanted a sexual relationship with her, and he would say inappropriate things all the time. Now, unfortunately, as the story goes on, it never gets into the details about the moose meat and lobster.
Well, it's a bizarre
That's what I'm
pecking
most
order.
interested in.
Right, yes. You don't understand.
But they ended up firing this guy because he apparently did.
Was it the moose meat?
To a couple of students. It was the moose meat.
He's there in front of the dean. It was the moose meat, wasn't it? Well, actually, the number 3 on the list here, the sex.
So apparently he wasn't only demanding sex, but moose meat and lobster.
I should have stopped at lobster.
And they fired him. So there you go. That's all I have in the details.
Like he's looking for something to round out the list.
Yeah.
And the sex.
Yeah. So I was surprised the other day when my daughter came to me and described a very specific detail of what I'm assuming. I don't know if it's a social class or if it's just a fashion or what. But I was like, okay, this is all new to me, and I've forgotten what the full description is. So if anybody wants to call in, if you're familiar with this term, but Visco girls, yeah. And that's spelled VSCO.
Yeah.
Visco, you've heard of this, Nick?
I have. I hadn't heard of it until Friday. And so I learned about it just as recently as you did, Preston. Visco,
from Ben?
No, from BuzzFeed, of all places.
Okay.
I read an article about it. I saw Visco online somewhere, right, as about a post. I didn't know what those letters meant, VSCO.
Yeah, I still don't know.
It's an app, and it stands for Visual Supply Company, right? And, the reason that I know that it's an app is that my girlfriend does some photography on the side, and she's used this app to process photos. What girls now are doing, Preston, is they're taking this app and they are applying it to their social media posts, and now it's also become its own social media thing.
Nick, look at this top text. Do you know what that means? Okay, so it just says SK. Apparently, they go around going.
Wait, okay.
So the crickets. Visco.
So what is it?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. Our phone lines are lighting up, so
Yeah.
we'll find out in a minute.
It's
right. That's what it is.
As far as social status goes, it's a new thing for this school year. It's brand new. But
How is it social status though?
because it's a look. So basically,
it's a look.
If you are a Visco girl, you are you kind of look like you came from the beach. You wear scrunchies around your wrist.
Scrunchies are a big thing.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You carry
on your wrist.
You carry around a hydro flask. And you have a natural look, Kathy. So you don't go heavily made up.
So like Renee Zellweger.
So it's not like a filter that
It is. Yeah. So the Visco app is a filter that you can apply, but it's a lighter filter. So sometimes Instagram models will go very heavy on their filters, right?
Right.
And so you look incredibly made up, and you will take an Instagram app and you'll use that app to change your look essentially on your social media post.
It happens all the time.
Visco girls, Steve, don't do that. They go the opposite route. They go very natural,
completely raw,
very light makeup,
unfiltered.
Yeah, and there are two essential settings on the Visco app that you use for your look. And now it's translated from this app to real life.
Okay.
Wow, man, Preston. So when in school we had Crisco girls, we had a lot of fried chicken.
Yeah. Sure.
Crisco girl.
They would bring fried chicken to school.
Yeah, those are Crisco girls.
Crisco girls.
Yeah.
My
Florence Henderson was a Crisco. Weston Alley.
And Steve, there we go.
That's Crisco girl.
It's them eating the skin off of the chicken. So Caroline, my daughter, was wearing a shirt and it was too long. She's like, I'm tucking this in because I don't want to look like a Visco girl. Not that meaning that she doesn't want to be one, but it looks like you're not wearing pants.
Not wearing pants. Okay,
yeah,
I've
that
seen
you're
this.
not wearing shorts.
I've seen this. I've seen the looking like you're not wearing shorts.
Where did that look? That look has been around before.
No, but I've recently seen it pick up, and I'm like, look at these kids. Like their shorts are so short that they look like they're not wearing any.
My dad was a Visco girl before anyone knew. He just wore a long coat and shorts.
Yeah.
You also might have known them as flashers.
Yeah.
Hey, so is your daughter into it? Or is she Visco? What do you say? Help me out here, guys.
She's a Delco girl.
She's a Delco girl, Kath. You know what? I don't know.
She
I don't
Visco?
know. I don't know how new this scene is, but here's the deal. My kids go to Catholic schools, so they all wear the same thing at school. And then we just got done in the summer, and we were down the beach all the time.
I saw a text that this is supposed to be camera sound.
Oh my God! I love it. I want to be a
You
Visco
do?
boy.
I always wore big clothes. There was a period of time where we looked like we were 900 pounds only because we wore oversized
Baggy
clothes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Baggy stuff.
Who decided all this stuff? All these various things together make this. You know what I mean?
A Visco girl.
Yeah.
I think it's just a style. I keep relating it to the hippie. It's just
It
the
is,
hippie
but
like
somebody had to put these pieces together. They
Let me-
don't necessarily, automatically go together.
The thing, Preston, that you're reacting to, and I think I agree, is because like things like this would happen over the course of a little while, and like in school, going to school, you start to see people adopting something, and there'd be a movie, or there'd be something that they would, or a musician or somebody they're responding to. But this seems to, for a lot of the people are saying from 0 to 60.
I know.
Because of social media.
It's like the now this isn't a fashion thing, but it was an accessory people had. You remember the fidget spinners?
Oh yeah,
like that took off in 10 minutes.
Boom,
and everybody had them, and then they were gone.
Look at this Visco Girl Starter Pack.
You can buy this
$150
for $150.
Should we get it, guys?
It says Giant Visco Starter Pack.
Preston, we need to be Crisco boys.
Scrunchies, Crocs.
I like those tie-dye Crocs.
What else? There's the shorts, and oversized shirt. What do you see?
No, Kathy liking the Crocs now.
I like the tie-dye
Just
Crocs.
like 10 minutes ago, she's like, not for adults.
Oh, well, no. Your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Kathy. Let's see. What you doing there, Holmes?
I have sponsorship information for you. I need to get grabbed off of the printer in the green room.
Is it these guys?
It is those guys.
Them guys.
Our good friends at Mini Melts. Sponsoring the Connoisseur. So...
It's time for the Connoisseur, and we're really upset because we didn't know what Mini Melts flavor we were dealing with.
So we have a flavor to sample from what I understand, and you guys all have your Mini Melts. I'm gonna abstain right now. I will have my Mini Melts later on because I had some yummy sticky buns that were phenomenal, and so my caloric intake has gone through the roof right now, but I'll save it for later on. What flavor, Casey, are we trying right now?
It's strawberry.
Strawberry!
And I know
what?
That if you say you love every flavor, then somebody's going to go, well, I love this strawberry.
I know. I've always, as a kid, I always loved strawberry ice cream. Do you remember Neapolitan?
Oh, yeah.
I would always eat that strawberry section.
Would you?
Yeah.
That would be the only one left.
It was probably the least liked by a lot of people, but I always went for that.
I always went through the chocolate and vanilla first, but this is really good. Steve, you know what I like about it? There's a little bit of tanginess to it.
Oh. There is, and I don't know how they do it. Again, go try it for yourself if you think we're lying. It has a creaminess to it.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. So it is ice cream. So there's definitely cream in there, and you can get these in their own Mini Melts ice cream freezer. They have them available for your local Wawa. And it's in a standalone freezer near the front of the Wawa. It makes it easy to grab one. They have to because it has to be colder than regular ice cream. How's it tasting, Casey?
It's awesome.
Excellent.
I got to go with the Neapolitan. I don't mind strawberry ice cream. It's the chunks of strawberry that I hate. So this right here is perfection.
Okay, perfect for people like Casey and maybe like you. Mini Melts ice cream is free of all these things: soy, egg, peanut, tree nut, sesame. So you're covered when it comes to allergies in those regards. So thank you, Mini Melts, for sponsoring the Connoisseur and strawberry. Pick it up today. Try it out. We give it the Preston and Steve seal of approval. Oh, can I get a bell, please, sir? Steve and I do this ritualistic tossing of the bell before we do the Connoisseur.
Hey-oh.
Yep.
Got it.
There you go.
Order up. All right. We'll start with this story. Researchers at Texas A&M are creating a wax coating that could keep produce fresh for longer. Researchers combine the wax
Tupperware
that is currently used to protect food with a cinnamon bark essential oil to create a new antibacterial wax.
I actually saw an interesting approach to how you store your produce in your refrigerator this week. Everybody that I know puts their produce in the crisper, right? Those little drawers or whatever.
They're kept colder?
Yeah, well, I don't know why they put them there, but, in
So they
my
don't
house.
roll around the entire refrigerator. It's a drawer.
Yeah, so in my house, it's it can turn into the out of sight, out of mind type of stuff.
Right.
Yes.
And so what this person does is they take all of their condiments, right? Your ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, all that stuff that is like basically evergreen in your fridge, and they put that in the crisper, and they put all of their produce where the condiments would go. Yeah, so that way they're always in sight.
Kathy, I have a feeling it's more than just the rolling around thing. I think there's a purpose to the crisper. Nick, can you do a quick look up on that? Because mine has an adjustable,
Yes, you're right.
knob on it that can change. I think the moisture probably getting in there. I'm not 100% sure. But by the way, I never knew that some produce does have a wax on it until we had Alton Brown on, and we were talking about washing your produce, and he said one of the things they always make sure he does is on apples is that he will kind of wipe them down because they are coated in a wax.
You can kind of see it sometimes.
And if you think about it, because I eat apples every day here at work, apples more so than almost any other produce will last longer before overripening.
And that wax probably
helps with it.
But you're taking that wax in. I guarantee you there was no wax on that sticky bun.
No, definitely no wax on the stick bun. There's something yummy on it.
You can scrape the wax off with your fingernail. Like sometimes it's so thick on the apple that like it's not only, Kathy, is it visible, but like it's palpable. You can pull it off with your finger.
All right, here we go. A crisper drawer, sometimes called a humidity drawer, is a bin in your fridge that helps preserve freshness and may prolong the lifespan of your fruits and vegetables by exposing them to different levels of humidity. I'm not going to go through what needs more humidity and what needs less right now. I don't really know.
So Kathy knows police procedure but doesn't know produce.
Well, no, I did. I said that it was for the fruit.
Oh, I thought you stopped it rolling around.
She did say
I said it was a drawer, so it stops it from rolling around the refrigerator. But wait, what was I going to say?
Do you think anybody actually adjusted?
Yeah. Does anybody actually adjust it
for specific produce?
Right. When it's supposed to be used.
You never do.
My fridge sucks so bad that there's something wrong because the freezer's on the bottom and moisture gets underneath the crisper drawers and then it literally freezes the drawer shut.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. It's because different parts of your fridge are colder than others. It's not unlike an oven. There are spots or a grill that are warmer than others.
I need a new fridge so bad, too, Case. But 2 or 3 weeks
Can I get
ago-
on that list?
Right? And they're such a pain.
Well, you should order it now because, Nick, mine I ordered in September and it's still not here.
All right.
So if you need one,
Good to know.
place the order.
I'll do that, yeah. But I was going to tell a quick story. I dropped, I like iced coffee on the weekend, and I dropped an iced coffee right in front of the fridge, and underneath our fridge is our finished basement. And somehow I positioned it directly under the fridge, so the entire bottle of iced coffee spilled under the fridge, down through the floor, into the basement. There's still coffee dripping down. So I had to pull the whole goddamn fridge out. Like I was in the middle of 12 other things.
You couldn't have paid. You couldn't have made that shot.
I know. Yeah, it was one in a
It
million.
had to be to make it even that much more painful.
See, initially I had that reaction where I was so mad at myself and I'm yelling and whatever, and then I just couldn't help but laugh. I was like, I am a freaking moron, and this was a perfect shot. This is a
I have another fridge story, but Casey, go ahead.
I have my fridge. Because
Order it now, so it's here in 9 months.
I know. Well, I live with savages, right? So everything's broken on the fridge. The little water dispenser.
Yeah.
Like, because I live with the Incredible Hulk, and so they broke the water dispenser. The 2 shelves, or one shelf on either side of the door, they broke off. So sometimes when you open the refrigerator, things just jump out at you, right? And they just end up like jumping at you and breaking on the floor. I can't stand it. And then also, I'll just be sitting in the back room and you just hear the alarm going off. Bing, bong, bling, bling.
As if the door is open?
Yeah. And then I walk in and it's, you know that scene in Sixth Sense where the mom leaves the kitchen, when she comes back in, all the cupboard doors are open?
Yeah.
I'll walk into the refrigerator and every single cupboard door is open and then the fridge door's wide open. And there's nobody there.
The other day, our friend Lori was over and she was getting some water out of the fridge, and apparently the part of the water mechanism sticks from time to time. So she goes over, she gets water, and then she's walking away, and I'm walking in the other direction, and I hear this sound, and I was like, oh, that's funny. And then I thought maybe the sink's on or whatever, and I turn around, and the refrigerator is pissing on the floor. It's what it looked like.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my God. We eventually fixed it, but well.
All of your complaints, I just have to say, at least you have a refrigerator.
Right. At least we have a refrigerator. So the wax on the produce, this could help produce fight off bacteria and fungi. According to the researcher, he said the technology is going to basically help us inactivate the bacteria and fungi to extend the shelf life.
But what did you say it is? Because now are we just adding more chemicals onto our fruit?
I had a feeling you might think of it
Which
that
is a
way.
consideration. Is this wax easily washed off?
Oh, I would think so. So
Yeah.
they've combined the wax that is currently used to protect food, Kathy, and they've added cinnamon.
Asbestos.
No, cinnamon bark essential oil.
Oh, there you go. That's nice. It sounds natural.
That's what it is. So
Sounds natural. It's probably not at all.
but
made with
you probably
uranium.
consume more wax than you realize. Like
Well,
a
I
lot
mean,
of
I have
candies are made with paraffin wax,
Probably
like
not.
chocolates.
Kathy's always
Chocolate-
chewing
I was
on
gonna
wax
say-
teeth.
I was going to say, because I'm not like a big candy eater, but I do love chocolate.
When we would make, my grandmother used to make this awesome candy called bourbon balls, and they have dark chocolate on the outside of them, and you use paraffin wax to make that stuff mold properly. So
Yeah.
but listen, you probably eat it and you don't even realize it. and you
No,
love it.
absolutely.
You guys-
I used to have kind of like wax candies. What was the
Wax lips.
Wax lips. There was like a wax. It was like a
Soda bottle.
like a flute. Do you remember
Oh,
those?
yeah. And there would be a little soda bottle that you pop
Little
open and
soda
had
bottle.
liquid in it. Yeah.
Eating wax was standard.
The wax.
You guys wash your fruit, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I mean, I don't like bananas, things with rinds on them. I don't wash.
Yeah, with
but-
a peel that you're going to pull off. And because I have a special veggie and fruit
Washer?
cleaner. Yeah,
Of course you do.
I don't know if it's any different than
Kathy uses a power
water,
washer.
but
All right, so like
I do. Preston,
You would walk into a kitchen and think it was a research lab with things spinning around.
and no refrigerator. I do like scrub my fruit though. Like
Okay.
I don't just throw it in water and like hope that the stuff comes off of it.
Yep.
I am a little
you
neurotic.
gently-
Imagine that.
Do you gently wipe off each individual potato chip?
yeah. Kath, how do you wash your strawberries?
I have like a bowl that has holes at the bottom, so I'll put it
Like
in
a
the
colander?
bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Is that what it's called? A colander? No. It's a bowl. No, it's a bowl. The bowl then goes in the refrigerator. It's not the colander where you take the stuff out of it.
Strawberry bowl.
It is a special strawberry bowl, and Nick, it has a base, like almost like a planter that you would put, and so the water can filter out, and then you dump it out.
And you just rinse it, right? Like you're not like scrubbing it.
No, I will do more than rinse my produce. Absolutely. Like I go in there and I make sure that all the bugs and stuff are out.
Connoisseur, I'm going to do one more derail if I can for just a nanosecond. They came yesterday in the mail, Amazon. I ordered them. I saw them on TV. Special Tupperware for pizza slices.
Oh, I have them.
They're the best.
I have them. Yeah.
So that you never know how to
store it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's the best thing. And you can layer them.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I got a solution to that though, Steve. I just eat all the pizza.
That's smart.
We use Ziploc bags. Yeah.
Which are also just fine.
No, but you can pay more for this.
Right. Yeah. All right.
Hey, come on.
We got to play a movie clip.
Okay.
We're doing this too. All right. What movie is this food clip from?
What movie is this food clip from?
Here, Preston.
He's isolated that so I don't have to say it anymore. All right, here we go.
Gummy bear? They've been in my pocket. They're real warm and soft.
All right, 215-263-WMMR. Order up. I'm going to get to this now. I was going to save it for later on, but God only knows if we'll get any more connoisseur stories in. But exciting new foods that will be a part of this season's spring training experience.
Like
and
this.
by the way, the Baycare Ballpark.
Oh, all right.
In Clearwater is what it's called now. It used to be Spectrum Field.
Yes.
It is now Baycare Ballpark.
Is that for Beyonce?
It'll be that's what it is. No, the team's 78th spring training in Clearwater and the 20th anniversary at Baycare Ballpark. So here are some of the things that we can expect and those who are going while we are there. Charlie's Homemade Italian Ice. It's a Tampa area favorite. Coco's Orange Crush is now available, and we'll be broadcasting live from Coco's 3 weeks from today.
They are known for their orange crushes.
Which is the day after we will be at the ballpark. There is the Little Greek Fresh Grill.
Ooh.
That sounds pretty good.
Like gyro and souvlaki and stuff like that?
Bringing great Greek options such as falafel, gyro, and baklava.
Sign me up.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Manco Pizza.
Oh,
wow.
All right.
Is a new addition, apparently. Moe's Southwest Grill.
Welcome to Moe's.
The Yingling Hershey Chocolate Porter will be available, which is ice cream.
This is my porter.
All you can drink Coca-Cola souvenir cups will be available.
Oh.
Condiment carts featuring Ken's dressings.
Do you ever just drink dressings at the park? I do all the time.
No, but I use Ken's dressing here on my salad every day. But they will have their famous buffalo sauce, barbecue sauce, located at Bullpen Grill, Home Run Grill, and Strikeout Cafe.
Yeah, Steve, I think when you're in Florida, under that Florida sun, a nice glass
Nice blue
of
cheese.
Yeah. The way they do it down south, they put a little bit of mint on it.
Oh, wow.
They also have the Double L Kraft Meats Burnt End Brisket and Jalapeno Sausage Sandwiches. Nick McElwain.
I'm in. I am 100%
Repeat that?
in.
It is the Double L Kraft Meats Burnt End Brisket and Jalapeno Sausage Sandwiches.
That sounds fantastic.
So again, I say to anyone who has ever, again, I stand corrected on what the experience is like. It's basically everybody here goes there, and it feels so much like home there, and the food and everything is, it is just terrific.
By the way, you can get the Double L Kraft Meats Burnt End Brisket and Jalapeno Sausage Sandwiches at Bullpen Grill, Home Run Grill, and the Sausage Shack.
Oh.
Oh.
How about that?
Yakety yak.
We're at the sausages. So also the hot honey shrimp basket will
honey
be
shrimp
available.
basket.
Yeah, I did honey and shrimp together.
I like hemp.
New spring training signature cocktails will be available. Kathy, they have the twinning inning, which is Don Q rum, lemonade, coconut, Red Bull, watermelon, pucker, and lemon.
What's the over-under on Kathy waking up in a dugout?
Can you say that one again?
It's Don Q rum. So it's going to be a rum drink. It's going to be good. lemonade, coconut, Red Bull.
That's
Nick.
all right.
Okay.
I like coconut rum and coconut and a rum drink.
Watermelon pucker, and lemon. And then you have the Blast Off, which is Jose Cuervo Silver, melon liqueur, blue Curaçao,
and X-Lax.
Curacao, thank you. The 2024 souvenir ice cream helmet collection.
Oh my God, I have loved ice cream helmets. My Carvel used to do them years ago, and you collect them all and then lose them.
Then you have the Sriracha cheese curds. Available at the Bullpen Grill.
Is there a more beautiful word than curd?
Home Run Grill.
It's like pud and turd.
And then Tito's handmade vodka frozen strawberry lemonade cocktail. Wow.
That's for Marissa.
Yes.
Are these all being served at the Tiki Bar, does it say, Preston, out in left field? Like, we broadcast near there.
It would have to be.
The Frenchie's Tiki Bar will have the Twinning Inning and Blast Off.
Okay.
And doesn't say about the Tito's vodka frozen strawberry lemonade cocktail.
You know, one of the things I'm really psyched about this year for spring training for us, because last year was our first year back post-pandemic, is that we can all go to the game after the broadcast, and then we're going to talk about the game the next day for Friday's broadcast. And we've never been able to do that before.
You know, it was one of the great experiences last year, Nick, was going with Brazier down to the cafeteria.
Yes.
Yeah. That's just this dumb thing of going in where, like a little behind the scenes eating where they all eat.
I was sitting at a table in that cafeteria, Steve, and Charlie Manuel and Juan Samuel came up, and Charlie put his hands on my shoulders, and we're just chatting. And but the whole environment at spring training is just casual and relaxed. It's just the best.
All right, let's see if somebody knows what movie this is from.
Gummy bear? They've been in my pocket. They're real warm and soft.
All right. We'll go to John. Hey, John. Good morning, bud.
Good morning.
Good morning to see you. John, what movie is that from?
I believe that is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
You're correct. Easy one. Hang on. Here's what we have for you.
All right, John, we got Mean Girls on digital. Do not miss the new twist on the modern classic. You can buy it on digital at participating retailers and get over 30 minutes of bonus features. This is rated PG-13 from Paramount Pictures.
Order up. No.
What? What's going on here?
Movie. I need to do a movie. Sorry, my fault. All right, what movie is this clip from? Here we go.
Feed me, Carbon! Feed me now!
I can't.
I'm starving!
Look, maybe I can squeeze a little more out of this one.
More!
There isn't any more. What do you want me to do, slit my wrists? Oh, boy. Look, I got an idea. I'm going to go down to Schmendrick's and pick you up some nice chopped sirloin.
Must be blood.
All right, 215-263-WMMR. What's that from? Now the order's up. All right, Guy Fieri. His sauces are hitting grocery stores nationwide. The lineup includes famous donkey sauce, top secret sauce, honey mustard sauce, poppin' jalapeno sauce, kickin' chipotle sauce, and 4 barbecue sauces.
I do like donkey sauce, but pureeing those things is a bitch.
Actually, what is donkey sauce?
I have no idea.
I've heard of it before. Nick, if you
Is
wouldn't
it like
mind.
horsey sauce at Arby's?
I'm wondering. I do like horsey sauce.
Horsey sauce is kind of one of the perennials.
Yeah, it's a milder horseradish that you can find at Arby's. But I'm not. I want to say I've heard the term donkey sauce before.
Garlic, mayo, mustard, Worcestershire, and salt and pepper.
All right, garlic, mayo, Worcestershire, and
salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. That's good. That's all good things. He was in town just recently.
Yes, for the opening of the chicken place in King of Prussia.
That is correct.
What's the name of that place again?
I don't remember.
But the guy won on his show. He does. Fieri does a whole bunch of support of these.
Chicken guy?
Is that it?
Yeah, I think it was Chicken Guy or something simple like that.
Chicken Guy.
Yeah. So these will be available in grocery stores. Do you guys buy chef branded products at all?
I mean, we do. We just got that the David Chang Momofuku stuff.
Okay.
We got that for Seamus for Christmas, and he puts that in his ramen.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of
I used to buy Emerald stuff like
I bought some of Emerald's stuff
years ago when he was like the only one, that had things out. But I feel like, no, I don't really anymore.
Yeah, we actually bought. They came in years ago. Guy came in and we got some of his cutlery, and then we bought a little bit more of it, which is awesome.
Yeah, I bought the whole thing. I bought it's called the Battle Station.
Right.
So I've got the full set of not only a paring knife and serrated knife and the larger knives, but also the line of steak knives that came with it too.
I want the knife. Please.
Is that you? Is that you buying it?
Want the knife?
Yeah, that's when I called him up to order the knife on the phone. I said, I want the knife.
I want the knife.
Yeah.
Please.
All right, let's see if somebody knows what movie this clip is from.
Feed me, Carbon! Feed me now!
I can't.
I'm starving!
Look, maybe I can squeeze a little more out of this one.
More!
There isn't any more. What do you want me to do? Slit my wrists? Oh boy. Look, I got an idea. I'm gonna go down to Schmendrick's and pick you up some nice chopped sirloin.
Must be blood.
All right, we're going to go to Eddie. Hi, Eddie.
Am I on the radio?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Eddie, what movie is it from?
Little Shop of Horrors?
Yeah, Little Shop of Horrors.
Shop
You
of
got
Horrors.
it. Hang on just a sec. Hang on a second. We're going to set you up. Here's what you want, buddy.
You got Mean Girls on digital. Do not miss the new twist on the modern classic. You can buy it on digital at participating retailers and get over 30 minutes of bonus features rated PG-13 from Paramount Pictures.
I got to point out how great Levi Stubbs is as the voice of Audrey 2 in that movie. I showed it to my kids just a year or two ago, and they were blown away by the fact that that was all practical.
Yep.
Puppetry that was done with that. It's incredible to look back and watch. And I've tried to find videos of like behind the scenes and how they did it. And I think they kept it very, very secret.
That's the Jim Henson folks that did that stuff. Again, that is a large. There's something wonderful about practical effects like that.
Yeah, I love that movie. I love the music. The ending of that movie, though, is weird. Like the whole scene where the all the other plants start to terrorizing. Yeah, like going down. It's almost like Godzilla.
It's awesome. All right. Order up. No. God, I keep doing this out of order. Thank you, Casey. All right, what movie is this clip from?
Open that hatch. Fire in the hole. Now chew. Chew like you mean it. Savor it.
And, well,
Pretty good, right?
There's always plan B.
This is better than steak. I love it. I love it. The kitty loves the fishy.
All right, 215-263-WMMR. Now we'll do another order. All right, I've decided to add a new feature to the connoisseur, and that is the fast food roundup.
Oh my God!
This is the
You're just whipping this on us.
Fast food roundup, because I get all these really quick, short stories concerning fast food joints. And what if I take like 3 of them and knock them all out in one?
There you go.
All right, so here are your.
That's why you are the connoisseur.
Here's your fast food roundup. Now through March 10th, Arby's fans can purchase $1 sliders when they order on the Arby's app or online at Arby's.com for pickup. I've never had their sliders before.
So it's an interesting phenomenon that takes place. We've talked about this sometimes before. Like, for example, the iced tea that I get is better in its smaller single-serving containers than it is when I get a big jug of it.
Okay.
I love sliders. Everything tells me that the slider is simply, obviously, the larger burger. And that should be it. But for some reason, I think sliders taste better.
It includes buffalo chicken sliders, jalapeno roast beef sliders, and roast beef sliders, regular roast beef sliders.
Is there any science behind that?
Limited to 5 sliders at the discounted price and available while supplies last.
Yeah, I'm down with that. There just aren't enough Arby's around here. I
agree.
Mean,
God damn it.
No, but I grew up with one that was like 4 blocks from my house. So maybe I was a little bit coddled as a child.
You were out of the studio. I'm doing a new thing called the Fast Food Roundup.
And I love it.
Did you hear me talk about it?
Yeah.
All right, real punchy fast food stories.
All right, so
How about this one?
Next one.
KFC is launching its Chizza.
Chizza.
Yes.
Let me guess. Not one green vegetable in it.
No, of course not. February 26th. It is similar to pizza, except chicken instead of regular dough crust.
Pizza.
Chizza features 2 crispy fried chicken fillets, topped with marinara sauce, mozzarella cheese, and pepperoni.
That sounds great.
We are not. No, stop it, because they did this before. It was with the double down is what they called it.
Which is a sandwich, which is made with the bread is made. I'm going to suggest they introduce the cocktail, which is just a piece of chicken in a cocktail glass.
I like it. With a cherry stabbed into it in an umbrella.
Would you like a cocktail?
So it originally debuted in the Philippines back in 2015 and has finally made it to America. And then the last part of the fast food roundup, McDonald's is debuting new savory chili sauce beginning on the 26th.
Were there nuggets?
Said to have a ginger, garlic, and soy flavor with a bit of spice.
Do you notice that a lot of these menu items that I guess prior to a few years ago would have remained in other countries, and we would say, why don't they have that here? I think they're being a little bit more experimental in bringing this stuff to the United States.
I think you are correct, sir. All right, let's see if you know what movie this food clip is from.
Open that hatch. Fire in the hole. Now chew. Chew like you mean it. Savor it.
And
Well,
Pretty good, right? There's always plan B.
This is better than steak. I love it. I love it. The kitty loves the fishy.
All right, let's see if we can get a winner, and we will go to Dawn. Hey, Dawn, good morning.
Good morning, it.
Good morning to see you, Dawn. What movie is that from?
That is Madagascar.
Madagascar. Yeah, that is absolutely correct.
Dawn, you also won Mean Girls on digital. Don't miss the new twist on the modern classic. You can buy it on digital at participating retailers and get over 30 minutes of bonus features rated PG-13 from Paramount Pictures.
All right, let's play another clip here, and it will be this one.
$26,000 for one dinner.
Okay, no. This could be explained. Dad, we had the Pfizer clients.
Right, the porterhouse from Argentina.
The expensive champagne, the wine. We had to buy champagne, and you ordered all the sides. Tell them about the sides.
I ordered the sides. So
Sides?
Yeah.
Sides? $26,000 worth of sides? What are these sides? They cure cancer?
All right, 215-263 WMMR. Let's see if you know. We'll have time for one more story. Oh, our guest is on the line. So I'll read this. Real quick. Americans struggle to pronounce certain wines. So I should spell them and see if you know. But you know what? Our guest is on the line.
And this is too important.
Yeah, we're gonna forego or pause this segment for a moment to talk to our next guest because we are definitely excited to have him on this morning. Hang on, I'm looking for info. Here we go.
Yeah.
So the movie is in theaters now. It's
Very
called
excited.
Bob Marley, One Love, and he is playing the lead role and did extensive research and is pulling off a awesome performance.
Tour de force.
Very happy to have him on. Please welcome Kingsley Ben Adir to our show this morning. Kingsley.
Hey, Preston, Steve, how's it going?
Wonderful. How are you doing, bud?
I'm good. We're live on radio in the States, huh?
Yes,
in
sir.
Philadelphia.
And where are you?
I'm in a hotel room in central London.
Central London. Okay, so you have you have the benefit of being you're in the afternoon right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still in the morning.
That's pretty early. What time is it there?
We are looking at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's right at 9 o'clock. So, yeah, we've been up since. I don't even want to tell you when we've been up since. Listen, I'm very excited to see the film because, who isn't a fan of Bob Marley?
Yeah.
First of all, we have kind of interesting close ties to Bob Marley here in Philadelphia. We're very close to the town of Wilmington, Delaware, and Bob lived in Wilmington, Delaware for a stretch of time, and that blew our minds.
Yes.
And I realize there's a lot of things, even though his life is well documented, there are a lot of things about Bob Marley that are still kind of mysterious and interesting. And when you were preparing for the role, did you find that out as well?
Well, I found out everything about Bob for the first time, really. I think like a lot of people, we have an idea of Bob in our minds. We're all connected to him. We've all known who he is for most of our lives, and we all know his music. But really, when I got the gig, I started learning about him with his friends and with his family, and I realized I didn't really know that much at all. So for me, everything was new. Everything was new. But yeah, I did a deep dive, and I had to get into his mind and figure out where he was at, particularly at this time in the movie, 76 to 78, where there was a lot going on. They nearly died, the band. And he came to London and created one of the greatest albums of all time. So, yeah, I learned everything about Bob for the first time.
Let me ask you, because, obviously you mentioned, like, watching online and so on and so forth, and over the course of the years and decades when actors have been researching a role, they didn't maybe have all that kind of resource available where you can kind of say, okay, here's the way he moves on stage and so on and so forth. Was there one piece of Bob Marley performance footage or maybe perhaps an interview that you locked onto to be your reference point, your benchmark when you wanted to, get the character up and running in front of the cameras?
Yeah, there was. Before I auditioned, I found a performance at the Rainbow Theatre in Finsbury Park in London. And there was a performance of Bob doing War. And I ended up just always going back to that concert. I found out through band members and people who were there at the time that they upped the tempo that night. So the music was all faster, which added to the kind of magnetism of his performance. Bob's performance. There's something really intense and brilliant going on during that whole performance. So I really studied that. And Tadella, Bob's daughter, sent me a file with, hours and hours and hours of Bob interviews that only the family have. So I opened that file and I just got listening really, and I started getting to know him through those.
Yeah.
In my process, I just ended up listening and studying and transcribing those interviews, and they were kind of my way into understanding Bob's kind of spiritual, religious, political, social point of view, his emotional point of view, and where he was at and how he felt. There were a lot of interviews of Bob in London during that Exodus tour, which gave me a huge insight into his frame of mind at the time. I mean, you got to be careful with press interviews and stuff, because there's the public persona and the private persona, and I was really trying to get to know Bob on a human level, like who he was as a father and
right
in private. And I did. I spent time with his friends and people who knew Bob from when he was 12, 13 in Trenchtown in Jamaica. They took me around and showed me where they hung out, and so I really got to know Bob through them. There's only so much the books can tell you,
Before all of that, and I'd read that you only had 2 days to prep before the audition, and with that in mind, did you think, I'll go in for this. I've only had 2 days.
Yeah.
They're probably going to say no. If I get it, I get it. Did you have that kind of attitude because you had such little time to get ready for it?
There was a scene that was asking me to play the guitar and to sing, so I left that one out. And there was one doing a bit of dancing probably, so I left that out. So I just did a scene from the studio, and I always feel like with those, with auditions, they come around quickly, and you've got to get it together quickly, and that's just part of being a working actor. And so, but yeah, there's nothing to lose,
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, because your parents are from Trinidad, Tobago, right? And so they have the accent. So was that easy for you to, what's the word I'm looking for?
Pick up?
Yeah, to pick up. My grandparents on my maternal side, from Trinidad and Tobago, and they came over to London in the 50s to work in the NHS. On my paternal side, they're English, they're born here, so I'm mixed. Bob was Jamaican, and so the Trinidad and the Jamaican dialect, or a language, Jamaican patois to me was more of a language of two very, very different things. So I had to really unlearn any of my, assumptions about the Jamaican language. Really, I was coming in starting from scratch, and we had a language team. I feel like with a dialect, you normally have one coach, but we had a whole language team. We had experts from the university, and, there are versions of the Jamaican language where you and I would not understand it if two people were having a conversation. But to me, it felt like a language, so we treated it very much as if I was making a movie in French. That was the kind of preparation that went into it. And
that's interesting. Yeah.
I described Bob, a lot of that language from the interviews we ended up putting into the scenes. And there was one thing with the Jamaican language, but it was also how Bob spoke the language. And Bob spoke really specifically. He traveled, and so he picked up words from America and from Europe. And he was born up in the country in St. Anne's, but he grew up in Trenchtown. So there were a lot of different nuances to the way that Bob spoke. So I needed a lot of help, and I had a lot of coaches. And yeah, it was a journey.
So you played Malcolm X in One Night in Miami, which is Regina King, who's a friend of the show, directed, and you have these iconic people in history, and I have to imagine there's an extra onus on you or a weight on you as an actor. You kind of hinted at it with this. Can that turn some actors away for fear of, I don't know if I want to go down this road?
Yeah, I think so. I think with One Night in Miami, I found out that there were 4 or 5 actors who were ahead of me who said they didn't want to do it because Denzel had already done it and they didn't want to go there.
Right.
So yeah, I'm sure there were. But for me, I read that script in the summer and they asked me to audition for Cassius Clay, and I felt like he needed to be a bit younger. So I said, if anything's going on with Malcolm, if the actor drops out or anything, I'd love to audition for it, and that's what happened. So I always feel, with Malcolm and with Bob, that their status as kind of legends and how important they are to history and culture and how much they mean to people. Once you know that, I think it's about turning the volume down on it and just trying to tap into the things that made them human. And, those are the things that make them relatable.
Interesting, yes.
To explore.
I think so. Your career is relatively short, yet you've been on a good trajectory. I'm familiar with you initially from Peaky Blinders, which is a big cult favorite show, and then obviously the Marvel Universe, Secret Invasion. And I don't think you can land a larger movie than Barbie. What was that experience like?
Oh, Barbie was a joy. It was a joy. It was. I remember when the audition scenes came through and reading them for the first time and cracking up laughing. So it was the writing was so good. I mean, it was as funny as it was auditioning, as it was shooting, as it was watching the movie. It was a lot of fun, and having never done comedy before, I didn't have many lines, so a lot of it was about physical comedy and
right.
a bit of slapstick in there. So that for me was a first, and I really enjoyed it, and I want to do more. It's nice to go to work and just have fun all day.
Yeah, and you got to be baseball Ken, which is and it's I would assume that would be one of the more preferable Kens to be if you're presented with
I correct you there. I think it's basketball Ken.
Oh, it's basketball. Okay, any one of the sports Kens.
Not that I ever had a basketball.
Yeah. You got boned out of your basketball. Oh, that's not good at all.
I don't know why he's called basketball Ken. Maybe I did have a basketball and it got cut. I can't remember.
I wanted to ask you quickly, Kingsley. Have you become friends with the family? I know you hung out with Ziggy Marley, and I assume I know that they were very dialed into the production of this movie. Has that friendship continued past?
Yeah, for sure. Ziggy and I have a very close relationship, and also rest in peace Neville Garrick, who was with us every day on set and in the lead up to shooting. For the few weeks of rehearsal. So yeah, they were. I feel very connected to them, and I feel like the process of making the movie was with them and because of them, and there'd be no film without them. So yeah, I'm seeing Ziggy in the next half an hour. So.
That's cool.
Very nice.
Kingsley, congratulations on this film and a great career so far, and we will clearly be keeping our eyes on you. And thanks for checking in with us this morning. We appreciate
you guys. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you. Kingsley Benadir, guys. How cool is that?
What I really liked in the trailer, which is one thing him with his kids, that humanity, which is obviously through his music and obviously his activism, but the again, I say it was one of the most incredible revelations to go to Jamaica and realize, they play Bob Marley all the time.
Oh yeah.
I saw Ziggy Marley at the Man many years ago, and Steve, it was just that vibe, If anybody can carry on the tradition, and sadly, obviously, never got to see Bob perform, but I really want to see this movie. It looks fantastic.
Brent Porsche texted me and said he saw it and it's awesome.
Okay.
He just said it's a really, really great movie. And so we had played earlier during the Connoisseur, we played a segment from Little Shop of Horrors. Kingsley Benadir's grandfather was in Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah. He was an extra.
He played Rick Moranis.
He was an extra.
He played Rick
Moranis. Talk about a range on that guy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Well, that was cool to chat with him, man. All right, well, we got to move along.
We're not going to do wine stuff?
Well, we can't. We have a guest in our Acme Lounge right now.
We don't want to be rude.
We need to get a winner for. We had played a clip from a movie a little bit earlier.
All right, I'll play it again. What movie is this from?
$26,000 for one dinner.
Okay, no. This could be explained. Dad, we had the Pfizer clients.
Right, the porterhouse from Argentina.
The expensive champagne and the wine. We had to buy champagne, and you ordered all the sides. Tell them about the sides you ordered.
The sides, so
Sides?
Yeah. Sides? $26,000 worth of sides? What are these sides? They cure cancer?
All right. Let's go to John, see if we can get an answer. Hey, John, good morning.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
All right, we're just looking for an answer, buddy. What movie is that from?
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Yay! Fanfare.
Got a winning thing? Yeah, thank you. All right. Hey. Well, we normally do the little winning noises, and we hadn't in the last three winners.
Because the channel was. I kept hitting the button.
I didn't know.
The channel wasn't turned on.
I didn't know.
I did. Nobody told me.
Why did you get up out of my ass?
Yay. All right, what do we have for John?
All right, John. I hope you're happy with this, John. You won Mean Girls on digital.
Thanks a lot, John.
Yeah, thanks a lot, John. It's rated PG-13 from Paramount Pictures, John.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry. We'll come back. We'll circle back to the wine thing either later or next week.
All right.
I can't. That's all I can say. What do you want? Santa's got to go.
Come on, man.
Connoisseur's got to go.
Preston's
The hell do you want from me? I don't know what you expect from me. All right.
Santa's got to go.
All right.
It's like Beatles. Is that all you got?
I know.
Come on.
All right. We got to wrap it up. Thank
I
you
need you to stop talking.
for the.
Oh, I got to hit that button. Okay, that was on me. That was on me.
Okay. All right.
It's not John's fault.
Thanks, John.
Thank you for joining us for the Connoisseur. Thank you to Mini Melts for being our sponsor. Once again, go to your local Wawa and taste for yourself. Mini Melts. Look for the signature Mini Melts ice cream standalone freezer near the front of Wawa, making it easy for you to grab one. All right, yes, we are going to take a break. We're going to come back in a moment, and we do have a guest. Adrienne Ipalucci is going to be joining us in the studio, so stay put. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on.
But Steve, it's funny because you were talking about how these things, how they can happen so quickly. When people are getting back to school this week and they come home demanding the scrunchies, that means that like this thing is taken off and they want to be like all the other people who are in the group.
That's funny.
Some people are texting in, and I've gotten some emails that there is a phrase that goes along, not just the SK one, I oop.
I oop.
I don't know what that means.
There's another one, Nick.
That's
it.
No, that's mine. You can't have that.
I oop.
But I oop is a
Can
thing.
we make that part of the Crisco boys?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's allowed. But
All right, how's I oop spelled?
I oop is I, the letter I, and then OOP.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Again, it says I oop. Here, there's a I oop can be used as a reaction to express sudden surprise or shock over an unexpected situation. That's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
For example, you can say it if someone calls someone else out on social media in a mic drop moment, as in I oop. Okay.
Because it says here, honestly, who says mic drop anymore? That's old
please.
now.
That's so old.
Nick, you know that I love you, but I do find it a little creepy that you know the most about this.
Well,
anyone
he
on
looked
the
it up
show.
on BuzzFeed.
Research.
Yeah, no, I stalk 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to hear it?
Interesting. Oh, yeah.
Jasmine
Thanks.
Masters, I think.
All right.
I crashed in my back seat for a couple of hours, and
All right, okay.
And that's funny.
And,
Okay.
And hence the beginning of a new phrase.
Wow,
Bizarre.
sitting on your balls created a thing.
Where some things come from
And yet
how they take off.
We can't get to take off.
Nobody can pronounce it.
And it's very hard.
That's the only thing.
I
Too many
it's much
syllables.
easier. All
Although I got a text from somebody who says I'm 27 and I just found out I'm a Visco girl.
it's like going and looking at your X-rays.
Yeah.
I have some bad news. You're a Visco girl.
What would be some positive workplace habits? It doesn't give any examples here at all. So I'm wondering what we could do. Maybe some yoga or something like that.
Well, let's assess.
Maybe like clean up your area.
Are you talking to me?
No, I was just saying that's like a positive workplace.
I just
moved
knew.
all my stuff in there. It's a mess.
This morning,
looking at you.
Kathy goes to me. She goes, "Oh, your area looks really nice, Steve." And Preston goes, "Oh, what about mine?"
Mine's just an absolute. It looks like an atom bomb went
It
off.
actually looks worse than the old office.
I haven't done anything. I just dragged all my crap in here.
Listen, I was
and
not
set
talking to you.
And
I was just saying in
Steve,
general.
your area looks very.
In the new office was made specifically for his guys. Like,
Yes, my Batman.
It looks so nice. I wasn't saying it.
Kathy did it in the way where you're talking to one person, but your mouth is actually towards someone else who you want to make sure they hear that particular statement.
Your part of the office looks much better. The cleanly, orderly way you've approached your workspace is impressive.
I swear, I was not saying it because yours was messy.
It did feel good to purge, like
Oh my God, I
getting
love
rid of a
it.
lot of stuff. And I found files from like 2008, 2009 when we moved into that office.
I found that puppy I never gave Marissa.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Listen, to make me realize how long we've been in that office, I've had some stuff hanging in my area on the wall space there, notes that my sons wrote to me.
Oh, yeah.
In little kid
That's
handwriting
cute.
of Daddy, I love you. I hope you have a nice day. I mean, that's how long we've been in that room. We've been in that room for 15 years.
And it does mean a lot because we started when we came here. First off, So that was not initially our first.
I guess
office
it hasn't been
was,
15 years.
Yeah.
It's been at least a dozen years.
Right,
though, but
because we were in it was Kathy, you, and I were in that small office that used to be closet. Yeah.
So here's another thing that you can do to help get past the post-holiday vacation back-to-work blues. Don't dwell.
Okay.
Don't dwell.
Yeah. Don't feel sorry.
Lou, I couldn't help but noticing that you're dwelling. Is it that obvious?
Doesn't dwell mean to just live, just to, just to
sort of
stay in one
ruminate,
place?
yeah.
Hanging out.
Don't dwell. Don't feel sorry for yourself, it says. Start some new office habits. This is how to beat the post-holiday...
Should you clean your office area?
The post-holiday vacation back-to-work blues. Clean your damn office. All right, how about this one? This is just... Here you go. This is all it says you need to do. Reflect.
Oh, man.
Well, wait, that's too close to dwelling.
Seriously.
Where's the delineation between
right.
reflecting and dwelling?
You're not supposed to dwell. However, you should reflect.
God damn it, Earl, I was reflecting.
Looked like you were dwelling.
Well, I wasn't. You nosy ass.
So it says here.
Gentlemen, what? Well, he's always saying I'm dwelling. I was clearly reflecting. My head was up with my chin cocked a little bit to the left. That's reflecting.
That's reflecting.
Dwelling is hands on the temples down.
Yes, yes, chin down. That would be dwelling.
You idiot.
Yeah. Lily Allen and Stranger Things star David Harbour dating.
This is way better.
I had to look up Lily Allen, and I still don't know who she is. Is she a singer?
I believe so, right?
I think
don't
she's
a dancer.
Oh, no.
No, she was a dancer.
She's a dancer.
Oh my God!
Stop.
Oh, I like her.
Oh, her brother's Alfie Allen from Game of Thrones.
And Lily Allen is from a while. She had career was on fire about 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
Her brother is Theon Greyjoy.
Yes.
From Game of Thrones, and she's a singer. No,
she was a dancer.
Jinx, oh my God! Honestly, is she a singer?
She's a singer.
All right.
Her brother is Marcus Allen.
Honestly.
And Preston, is she a singer?
Yeah, she's a singer.
I'm not doing it.
Why not? No, she was a dancer.
Jinx, oh my God!
Stop. Gets worse.
Okay, I thought she was an actress.
No, she's a singer.
No, she was a dancer.
Jinx, oh my God!
Okay.
She had a couple of hits. She was at yes. What are some of her hits? We all know her hits.
Well, the girl that we're looking
birthday.
the girl that we have up in this photo, I think, is the actress that I looked up on IMDb.
No, that's
morning.
the singer.
No, she was a dancer.
No, she was a dancer.
Jinx, oh my God!
Lily Allen, for Christ's sake, she's a musician, right?
Okay.
Are we looking up two different people?
There are a ton of acting credits for
No, those are soundtrack.
someone named Lily Allen. Those are soundtrack.
Those are not acting credits.
Okay. We all
was an
clear?
actor?
Are we clear? No. She's a singer.
She has a song called "F.U."
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
I know that one. All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow, they might be dating, her and David Harbour. Londoners have spotted the two out, hanging out, and of course, post about it on social media. Somebody wrote, David Harbour, when on earth did this happen? And it was alongside a screenshot of her, of her TV screen showing the couple at a boxing event.
Huh, good for him.
They first sparked rumors earlier this month when they were spotted taking in a West End performance of the Lehman trilogy.
Are we good enough friends with him now to just blow a call in?
Of course we are.
Yeah.
What time is it in London?
We did have a really good time with him.
Yeah.
It's like noon.
Super nice guy. Yeah, it's
So he's probably up.
Yeah, we give him a call.
Hello?
Yeah, David.
Yeah, David, it's Preston and Steve. Are you dating Lily Allen?
Yeah.
She's a singer, right?
No, she was a dancer.
Jinx, oh my God!
What are Casey and Kathy doing on this call?
We just had to do that. We had to do that because this is funny.
Okay, bye.
Okay, Woody Allen, maybe persona non grata in Hollywood, but Scarlett Johansson would work with him anytime. The A-lister is one of the few stars to publicly signal her support for the director.
He was the original choice for Captain America.
I did not realize that he would actually...
I don't think the serum worked.
Yeah.
I don't feel very super.
He was the original guy.
Yeah. Imagine that. The thing opens up. Have I changed dramatically? He comes out worse.
Yeah. They go the opposite direction.
He got older.
He's aged. His eyesight has gone bad. He's wearing glasses. Now his hair's falling out.
Ready to take on the Nazis.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan, personally, of their conduct.
Several stars.
They reach over. He just looks over. Stark's father reaches over and had the lever all the way to the wrong side. I'm sorry. I had it on skinnier. I should have pushed it to muscular.
Several stars, including Frida Pinto, Greta Gerwig, Colin Firth, and Mira Sorvino, expressed regret at working with him previously and pledged to never work with him again. But when the Hollywood Reporter asked Johansson, who worked with him on Match Point, Vicky Cristina Barcelona, and Scoop, she had nothing but good things to say about the 83-year-old, whose daughter, of course, accused him of sexual assault. He's denied all this stuff, but she said, "How do I feel about Woody Allen? I love Woody," she told the Hollywood Reporter. "I believe him, and I would work with him anytime." She said, "I see Woody whenever I can, and I have had a lot of conversations with him about it. I have been very direct with him, and he's been very direct with me. He maintains his innocence, and I believe him."
Well, that's her prerogative to take it that way, and that's okay.
She said, but she also understands why others don't. She said it's hard because it's a time where people are very fired up, and understandably, things needed to be stirred up, and so people have a lot of passion, a lot of strong feelings, and are angry, and rightfully so. It's an intense time.
What a missed opportunity that they could have worked in the Avengers films together. Would have been so great.
I ran into somebody who works in our office, and I'd asked her what she did the night before. Maybe it was over the weekend. She's like, "Yeah, well, I went to an I Do barbecue, and blah, blah, blah. This is kind of skated over there." I'm like, hang on a second. What's an I Do barbecue? You guys ever heard of that before?
No, but I haven't.
Like an engagement party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna vomit.
But only for people in the wedding party.
Right. Okay.
So
it's kind of where they do they ask them to be in the wedding party? Like that's part of the event.
I'm not really sure.
So I've been to like where they invite the bridal party over, and that's you're at a party, and they ask you to be in the bridal party. So
is that what that is?
You're going to a party, and you don't actually know yet until you get
to the party,
right.
And then they say, "By the way, you're all going to be in."
Or they ask you, yeah.
Okay.
So do attendees they don't know until some point in the evening when...
I mean, I think, for my brothers, I knew I was going to be in my brother's wedding, but yes, and then they, gave us a bottle of wine, and on the wine, she had put in like a cute little saying asking us to be, it was a custom-made wine label, and then, it was a cute saying asking us to be in the wedding.
I would attend I'd prefer not barbecue.
I actually never liked the idea of an engagement party, and so... You can put a cute little name on it, right, and make things rhyme, and I'm not going to like it or dislike it any more or any less.
Well, that's what they do, though. Yeah, that's what whoever they are.
There must be some counselor, commissioner, somebody who puts together like. With the gender reveal stuff now, that went from 0 to 60.
Now, I'm wondering where this started because there's an article on the knot.com, right, which is a wedding magazine and a wedding website. And so do you think that they wrote the article thinking that this might be a thing, or did they write the article because it already was a thing?
I think probably they can help boost it by reporting on it.
Right.
All the not readers. But I don't know. Usually, something has to have a little bit of traction before you report on it, right?
So yeah, I would think so. But so you have an engagement party, okay?
Okay.
You have, I guess now, an I Do barbecue. You have to have a rehearsal dinner.
The rehearsal dinner is to me, isn't that that's the wedding party gathering,
That's
right?
what I always thought it was.
Well, but not anymore, because now if you have out-of-town guests, 33 WMMR.
I'm just happy that everybody on 495 is going to adhere to that 55-mile-an-hour speed restriction this morning because of rain.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of the things we admire about this state.
Very safe. Our next guest is going to be performing at Punchline tonight and tomorrow. A couple shows each night. Tickets available at punchlinephilly.com. She's been in our studio before, and we welcome back Adriana Iapalukin.
Hey!
Hi.
Thank you for having me back.
It's good to have you back. How have you been?
Good. How
Excellent.
are you guys?
Doing very well.
Hey, I wanted to
I wanted to make sure I pronounce your last name correctly because Steve had said, I think I'd said Palucci. Is it Aya? Is that pronounced clearly when saying your last name? Aya Palucci?
I don't know. I don't say my name right.
Okay. You don't say your name right?
No, I get corrected by real Italians all the time. I think the I is supposed to be like a Y, like Yappalucci.
Palucci?
Yappalucci?
I don't know. I just say Appaloochie.
Okay.
Oh, Appaloochie.
Yeah.
Almost as if the I isn't there.
I mean, I make it up. I don't know how you're supposed
It's your
to
right.
say
It's your
it.
name.
It's my name.
You can roll with it however you want.
So you grew up in a fake Italian household?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
We had our friend Joe Matarese who was here yesterday, and he was
I
talking
love
about
Joe.
he was talking about being like just partially Italian.
What did he say? 97.3?
90.
Something like
and
that.
there's a derogatory.
Matagon?
Yeah, Matagon.
yeah.
Which is too American, not authentically Italian.
Yeah, I'm not very Italian. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're not going to hold that against you.
Please do.
I interrupted. You were going to say
No. I my last name is Fossbender, and so
If you're going by, their rules,
it's an Oz.
So you
Yeah.
mispronounce your own name.
Well, it's your name. It's however I guess you
however
want
you
to
want-
say it. I don't really know.
Since we had you in here last, and this is doing research on you, and I did not realize this had occurred. You opened. You were at Madison Square Garden opening for Louis C.K.
Yeah.
which is pretty freaking awesome.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, is it terrifying as well? It would have to be, right, at one level.
I guess, but I've been doing it so long, you just kind of do what you're going to do. But like just being there early, because you're there at like 3 o'clock and the show's at like 8, so you just have hours to be anxious. It's really great.
Yeah, because you don't. Your stand-up is so sharp and so funny, and you're you on stage. You're not. You don't come out. You're not. You're not Gallagher for Christ's sake on stage.
Right.
You're doing.
I wish.
Yeah. Who doesn't? But so even at that point, the magnitude of
Sure.
is gonna get you, and it was in the round too.
It was in the round, yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I was just like worried about like having to rotate. That's such a weird thing to do on stage.
I used to see comedians have, years ago, there were two places. There was the Westbury Music Fair, Long Island, and then there was the Valley Forge here, both in the round. And I'd see comedians sometimes just get thrown off because you're always just kind of working in one direction. And like,
Right, yeah. That's what I was most concerned with. And Louis was like, just do a joke and rotate. Like, that's kind of just what I did. You do a joke, rotate, do a joke, rotate. I mean, I don't even want to watch the video because I feel like I look real dumb.
So are you not even able to like rehearse? You know what I mean? Like it's not.
I mean, you know the jokes, then you're just rotating.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
You're just rotating.
I just look for the red lights because they were streaming it live.
Right,
so.
right. So you had, at least you had points to fix on.
Yeah.
All the feedback was, and that you just killed it, and so that's.
Yeah, it was it was probably one of the best nights of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like the second best.
Yeah, it's morning though.
Well, somewhere it's night.
It's still, I haven't slept yet. It's still a night for me.
What's the audience reaction in a place like the Garden? Because it's very different than Punchline, right? Obvious. I mean, it's an obvious statement, but there are.
Sure.
Can you hear people laughing?
Yeah, of course. It's 18,000 people.
So is there give and take from the audience? Because you're not going to do or are you going to do crowd work in a place that big?
No, I don't really do crowd work ever.
So on that deal with that, there was a comedian who was originally supposed to be there, and
Yes, and he canceled.
It's a classic story. And now between that and this show, you're just skyrocketing.
I mean, he's got to be kicking himself really hard.
Do you know who it was?
Yeah, Keith Robinson. He ended up opening for Wanda.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Keith, he's a Philly guy. Like he's from Philadelphia. As a matter of fact, I want to say he was really integral in helping launch Kevin Hart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
He was in his documentary on Netflix.
He was. Yeah, he had a stroke, and
Yes.
yeah, we haven't had him in a while.
He's a cool guy. Yeah, very cool. Doing research for you, because there's not a lot out there about you, but I did some digging. Yeah, it's fun.
He's an investigative reporter over here.
Yeah. But you're going up talking about your lineage and
sure.
I found out about your family, and I forget what podcast I was watching, but you did something. Well, not that Kathy did exactly the same thing, but you went to find your birth father, right? Or you met up with your birth father in 2017.
Yes.
And Kathy did one of those family things and found out
my birth father.
Right, but found out she had family through. Was it 23andMe that you did, or
we did all. I have like tons. I have other family members all over. We found out basically.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
But that to me seems like it can go one way or it can be an inherently risky proposition. So, but I thought what happened with you was pretty interesting because you said you reintroduced. Obviously you're with him, but his current family was jealous of you. They got jealous.
Yeah, his wife wrote me like. I just was talking about this yesterday. His wife wrote me like a 6-page letter, like, leave my Joey alone. I was like, you sound like Amy Buttafuoco.
Yeah,
what a crazy
totally.
person. She's like, why don't you have a boyfriend? I was like, I don't want to bang him. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest
It's
dynamic.
really weird. And I did talk about that on my old podcast, and I can't find the letter, but it was like she hand wrote a letter on yellow, like legal pad paper.
Whoa.
Wait, and what was and this was your biological father?
This is my biological father's wife.
Okay,
writing
she
about
was writing about him, right?
Yeah, like we had hung out one time, and then like we hung out a second time, and he was like manic, where he's like, I hope she doesn't change the locks. I'm like, what does she think we're doing? It was so weird.
You're his daughter.
I mean, not really, but like, yeah. I guess.
That's weird.
You're his
Yeah.
offspring.
So wait, what it is that he married a woman that had 2 kids, and that girl is jealous of me.
It's so
She's
wild.
like 50 now. I'm like, what a crazy way to live your life.
Your father who adopted you. You were like 1 or 2 years old when that happened.
Yeah, I was young.
Right. So that was like
that's
my your
dad,
father.
yeah.
Have you since then fostered this at all, or is it kind of you're done with that now with this family?
No, I mean, I'm going to have a mental breakdown after this, but I'm holding it together right now. What else would you like to bring up?
I gotta
My
bring
dad
up-
who died from brain cancer.
I have to bring up your uncle.
Oh, God.
I mean, 'cause that blew my here because again
How do you know about my uncle?
you're so low key, and I love your presentation on stage.
Oh,
but
wait. Are you talking about the Hells Angel?
The Hells
uncle?
Angel.
Oh, yes. Okay. I thought you meant my other uncle.
What's the other uncle?
please, if it beats the Hell's Angel,
Come on.
So my dad, not the Hells Angel uncle, my other uncle, I hadn't talked to him in like 20 years.
Okay.
And he owed my family, he stole money from us. And then I just found him on Facebook and I wrote like, hey, because he was saying something about like being sick. And I was like, well, if you die, I'm sure my dad's going to meet you at the gates for the money you owe us. And he couldn't like block me quick enough. But like I did get a really good laugh out of it.
Yeah.
It made me feel pretty good. Because he thought I was like going to be nice. Like this is my niece I haven't talked to in 20 years.
he's thinking like a Hallmark moment is going to take
that was
place.
not a Hallmark moment.
Yeah,
Not at
yeah.
all. I'll burn it all down. I don't care. Nothing matters.
So,
Oh my God.
Hell's Angel
Yes.
uncle is particularly fascinating.
He's the normal
Yeah,
one.
yeah. He's the one. Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
He pushed a woman like I mean, from if this is true, I don't know. He pushed a woman off the top of a building.
What?
Killed her, right?
Yeah, she's dead, very
yeah.
dead. And then later that night, like tried to sexually assault 2 women. I was like, who murders somebody and doesn't call it a night? Like, what a crazy thing to be like. Oh, it's only 8 o'clock.
We're just getting started.
Oh yeah, baby.
It's crazy. I mean, you're a writer. Have you ever thought of committing this? Would you ever do anything autobiographical or a riff? I mean,
I
obviously.
don't know. That's everything. I think.
Yeah. Because it's just fascinating that.
I guess most comics are pretty messed up, though.
Do you find that?
Yeah, for sure.
I've seen. It's weird because over time I've seen a lot more. Do you think it's an intrinsic aspect of being a comedian that you have to be a little left up, or can you point to someone who is pleasant and buoyant and happy all the time who is also a really good comedian?
I guess maybe. I mean, the person everyone brings up is like Seinfeld. I mean, but I don't know him personally. Maybe he's not like happy, or,
right?
Like Brian Regan, but I don't know. I'm just going that like off their act seems so like happy.
Tom Papa seems like a pretty happy guy.
Yeah.
We know him pretty well, and we pick up vibes from some people, and it's like, okay, they're but they're a little damaged. But I think that comedians, their coping mechanism is their comedy. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
And that they're successful. They've taken use the old axiom. They've taken lemonades and
lemonade. Yeah.
So I don't know. They've taken lemonades and made it into lemonade. Watch this.
That's amazing.
He's an
Never seen
alchemist.
this before.
He's an alchemist. So with you though, and again, I doing the research, finding you very fascinating. What are your outlets? What are you? I mean, because.
I mean, comedy for
besides
sure.
comedy.
Yeah.
Besides comedy. I see. I don't see you like collecting American Girl dolls and stuff.
No, wouldn't that be weird if I was? Like, what adult woman is collecting girl
right.
dolls?
So
That'd be
what?
crazy.
How do you?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question. You're a very low key person. This is only the second time we encountered you, and your tempo is kind of low.
Should I ramp it up?
And no. This leads to a question.
Okay.
Have you ever in your life screamed "woo" at the top of your lungs?
No, but I definitely have screamed.
Okay,
but not woo.
Mainly out of pain or.
At that uncle.
I don't know why. Maybe.
Okay.
So not a
I grew up
pleasurable
fighting
woo.
a lot, so
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, an angry or a sad woo, but not a I am so happy woo.
No, scream,
woos,
not a woo.
No woos ever.
Yeah,
No
she
woos
doesn't
ever.
woo.
I was watching a comedian friend of you talking about you yelling at your mother, and he described, I think it's your mother's name, Deborah. Or,
Yeah.
And then you guys are contentious often.
We're like on and off.
Okay.
We're like a weird married couple. We're on and off.
Do you, when you get ramped up, when you get really, will you get aggressive in a fight situation, or are you
With my mom?
Well, no, not with your mom, but I mean, do you?
Well, I mean, you were born and raised in the Bronx, right?
Yeah,
So,
I act like an animal.
Yeah.
This is just the front.
Yeah, I mean, like if it calls for it, I'm not going to do it right now. But like, yeah, of course.
All right. So
There's a switch that can flip.
Yeah, I could go to an animal immediately. Like traffic, somebody trying to mess with my dog, like anything.
Well, there's no traffic in New York, right? So you're
No, for sure. It's great. New York is great.
It's all great.
Oh my God.
Well,
listen, I'm so sorry, guys,
no
but I
problem.
messed
It's
up
no
the
problem.
schedule earlier. We have to wrap it up. We gotta pay the
Well,
bills.
she's the one you need to apologize to.
I'm apologizing.
Maybe we're going to see some of that anger right now.
No, please don't take it out on me. I made a mistake.
All right.
Could do a wonderful viral moment right here.
Listen,
Adrian
nobody knows
leaps
if my
across
uncle
the-
really pushed that woman off the roof. I just read it.
All right. Well, Adrian's going to be performing at Punchline tonight, 7:30, 9:45. Tomorrow, 7 and 9:15. Tickets are available at punchlinephilly.com. And
Maybe the uncles will show up.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Right?
Yeah.
Well, one's dead.
Little family reunion. All right.
That would be wild.
Well, enjoy your time in Philly.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Adriana Iapolucci. We're going to take a
See,
break.
you can't even do
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know how to say it anyway. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Like the out of town guests to the rehearsal dinner.
Right.
So, but out of town
think
guests who are in the wedding party aren't expected to attend the I Do barbecue,
I
are
think
they?
the I Do barbecue is taking over the engagement party. I don't think you're having an I Do barbecue saying that is also, I've been to parties where they only invite the bridal party.
Because let's say you have a big engagement party or your I Do barbecue, but you're only inviting some of the people that are there.
People can be in the direct wedding party.
But let's say you have like 50 people there, but you're only inviting like 7 of them to be in your wedding party. That's kind of insulting to the other people that show up.
This is
Really?
useless.
That's like saying you have to put every single friend in your bridal party. I think you know who's.
But if you're at a party and you're not part of the list there.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'll just be waiting over here.
Yeah.
No.
Enjoy your being celebrated by the bride and groom, and I'll just stand over here and have my fruit.
No.
No, I don't think so.
So you have all these parties. What are the ones involved with having a baby? There's a shower.
The
right?
barber bris.
The barber bris.
But listen, like the I Do barbecue and the gender reveal, I think are kind of organized so that you don't have to bring a gift. You're not bringing a gift to, do you know what I'm saying?
Gender reveal?
Yeah, like it's more set up like the barbecue. Like come over for a barbecue, you don't quite know what it is. But whereas an engagement party is, if you show up without a gift, or at least for me, if I showed up without a gift, I would feel awkward.
All right, hang on. I just saw a text that came over. It said Connor Betts, he's an assistant producer here, went to an I Do barbecue. I'd like to know if he brought a gift with him to the I Do barbecue. Because, Kathy, I think I think you have to bring a gift to an I Do barbecue.
I don't know. Here, Connor's.
All right, we need an
walking him right
explanation,
now.
clarification, in case I, by some stretch of the imagination, get invited to an I Do barbecue. I want to know what to do.
Connor?
I did not bring a gift.
Okay.
Were you aware that it was an I Do barbecue before you attended?
Yes.
Okay, so that is the premise of the I Do barbecue when it was presented to you that you were coming because you were going to be asked to be a part of this wedding party?
Yes, and I was not a part of the wedding.
All right, did your girlfriend bring a gift?
No.
Okay.
So when you went,
Do you know what I'm saying? Like the gender reveal is to come. We're all finding out together what the baby is going to be. You're not going to bring a gift to that. The the baby shower. Yes, that's the point of a baby shower. Your friends, your family, they're bringing gifts so that you can be prepared for when the baby comes.
Connor prefers to be called Moose.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
That's just a nickname from high school.
Oh, I did not know that.
High
Okay.
school into college, and everybody calls me.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I didn't know that. Nice to meet you, Moose.
So Moose, what was it like at the I Do barbecue?
Well, I didn't bring a gift, one, because they are wealthy and
Yes.
I am poor.
Right.
So I think my mom might have brought a gift, but I didn't.
And so who with the cluster that you attended, who was asked to be in the bridal party?
It was my friend's brother's engagement party, I guess. So then we were all friends with him, and it was a bunch of my friends, and then I was not asked.
Did they line you up?
I was back up.
Did they line you up in a row and then yes, no? Yes.
Yeah, it's like picking for kickball.
Right, yeah. Right? No. And then, Connor, you're there with the caterer standing there.
Yeah, it was me and the caterer and the dog.
Right, yeah.
On the side.
These are the ones who will not be in our wedding party. Shame them.
Sorry, Moose.
Why don't you forget the moose for a moment?
But you didn't go to the party expecting to be asked to be in the bridal party, right? Yeah.
Not even a little bit?
No.
It's
With
not-
how
it's
good
not
you
every-
look in a gown?
You don't have every friend you know in your bridal party.
No, but I'm saying this seems oddly. It is like being picked for teams in school.
No.
And you're left out of it.
No.
It's like, why not break up into shirts and skins?
Well, I had never heard the term "I do barbecue" before, but apparently that's another one to add to the list with your gender reveals, your
Right.
sprinkles, your showers, your engagement
golden
parties,
showers.
your golden showers, the
I mean,
Butterscotch bandits, your
and that's fine.
overcomers.
That's, guys, you're combining things
I
that
know, it's
don't.
disgusting.
It's not.
Yeah, Overcomer was a movie.
We're here
that
for
opened.
the Hot Carl party.
What were you gonna say, guys?
I just don't make your wedding more special than it really is.
Yeah.
You know,
Or do it since it's your wedding.
yeah.
Don't make it more special than it really is.
Because it might end up in a murder-suicide, you know?
Wow.
You're not special. This day isn't special.
It might end up in
They had an I do barbecue.
They had
and
an I-
now he's dead.
Congratulations. It might end up in a murder-suicide.
I'm Keith Morrison. It started with an I Do barbecue and ended with Where'd You Bury the Body?
I love it.
Pierre is in the studio, about ready to take over for the day.
It's a miracle.
It is a miracle.
It is a
isn't it?
miracle.
Every day's a miracle.
Every day's a miracle. Rodney brought me coffee this morning.
Ah,
That's awesome.
Rodney's the man.
If Rodney isn't the greatest already, he, on his way in, found some wonderful coffee for me and brought it in.
I have a Superman statue that I'm going to give Rodney. There's one statue that has not ported over to my office. I said, if anybody around here deserves the Superman statue, it's Rodney.
I would agree.
Yeah.
You need more figurines and statues, though.
I have space now, and they will be coming. They're ordered and on their way. In fact, one should be arriving at the house today.
Yeah. Claire, God bless her.
She really is a saint.
She is a saint.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she said, no more in this house. Send them to the office.
Absolutely. Work it is.
Are there pictures of the assortment?
Oh, yeah, in the house. But there's still room in the house.
No, I mean up online, though.
Oh, yeah.
So that people can see how many Batman, Superman, other figurines you have.
Just go to our Instagram page.
Yeah. We posted yesterday. There's more on the way.
Yeah, so this is just beginning, but mostly featuring Batman and Iron Man.
Right. Okay.
Right now, I have to decorate properly.
Now, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. It's a miracle.
There you go. There's a picture of it in the studio right now.
Oh, this is the new office.
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah.
Yep. We just moved in the other day.
There's huge spaces where people would put books and tapes and various recording instruments, but Steve has used they're 5 feet high statues.
Yeah.
And
They're not 5 feet high.
All right. They're 4.5 feet high.
4.5 feet. Yeah.
And the Iron Man gets a giant Iron Man head.
That's a 1-to-1 scale Iron Man head.
Wow.
I'm so glad listen, it looks good. You've organized it so nicely. I am proud of you. But I'm glad there's a buffer between me and you.
Oh, yeah. That buffer is Nick.
It's Nick.
Yeah.
I've started to straighten up my area.
You have. It's
and
looking
my collections are
better.
coming too. So I have display area finally. So I'm going to put some of my
Swords.
stuff up.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm going to do the swords.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
we'll
we
see.
threw the swords out.
No, I have a couple of swords. There's one like the Philadelphia Pipe and Drums brought us this really cool. It's engraved and
awesome.
everything. So that's for the show. I need to find somewhere for that. But I have other collections that I'm going to bring and display.
Are we going to do that thing that we were talking about? That one idea where we were floating
We got to
around?
do that. Yeah. We'll hopefully get to that soon.
Okay.
That's an idea, and we'll get to it.
Yeah. We're not going to reveal what it is.
We're going to put a chopping board in the middle of the room and hang our pots and pans from the ceiling.
No, that's Kathy's sections, along with the doilies and the Martha Stewart tribute area.
You know what? I've always wanted that. I've never had a setup where I can hang my pots and pans from like a ceiling setup.
I like that look. My wife doesn't like it, so we didn't get it.
Here's why I do like it. It looks great. But you can't use the pots because once there's a stain and you hang it up, now it looks ridiculous.
Shut up.
I'm just saying that's when
Once
it doesn't
there's
look
a
good.
stain,
That's why
that shows that that's a working kitchen.
Which is
There
fine.
would
but
never
then
be a stain if it was me because they'd never be used.
Me neither.
It would
That's
look
why I always
lovely.
wanted it.
It would work in your house.
Yeah.
See, that's why we should live together.
That's why we are married but stay apart.
Right. Forever.
I mean, you can't have sex all the time.
Well, exactly.
No, it's the perfect marriage. We don't live together and we don't have to have sex.
Yeah, you just love each other and then leave it at that.
We just love each other, and that's all
Kathy,
there is to it.
had she not met Dennis, she would have been married to a prisoner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It'd be the perfect thing. What are you in for murder? Love it.
Right each other.
Yeah.
I didn't give away whatever it was I had yesterday.
You didn't?
So whatever that is.
It was a turkey.
Okay.
It was a turkey.
We'll give it away today.
It was and pounds of steak.
And
so,
pounds of steak.
Yeah, not just a pound. Several pounds of steak.
I would like 7 pounds of steak.
7 pounds of steak. You got it, Buster. Step right up to Pierre's Butcher Shop. I got all the blood you need.
You should get for Halloween one year. You should go as a butcher, like with blood splattered, apron and everything. That'd be perfect.
A vegetarian butcher with all the zucchinis hanging from
Yes, and mangled tofu hanging from my locks.
Mangled tofu hanging from your locks?
Mangled tofu would be like dreadlocks, but tofu locks.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right,
Actually, I
we're cooking
don't,
with gas
but anyway.
now, mustard.
Oh, my God.
Please welcome the one and only Mr. John Travolta to our studio. Good morning, John.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Nice to see you.
You sound good.
Thank you. I feel good. I feel very good. You know what? As I was introducing you, and I said, "Welcome to Philadelphia." You shot a film here in Philadelphia.
I did. I shot Blowout.
Yeah,
which is a Brian De Palma great movie.
Yeah, thank you. I agree.
So this movie, we want to talk about The Fanatic, which is I started watching it. I wanted to go into it cold, and it's a big departure for the kind of roles that you play. Mm-hmm. It's a horror suspense, but it also takes a peek inside the world of TMZ and fandom run Fanatical. And your character is very unique. And from what I understand, the character was written with you in mind. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was. Fred Durst from the Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
He wrote it, and he directed it. And I will say that he is quite inspired as a director and as an actor even.
Right.
And he helped quite a bit. He would improvise with me prior to the takes, and he designed
Traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Okay, this is from our bureau on the street. But keep in mind, this is from a listener texting in. They caught the ram that was on the loose in Mount Laurel, New Jersey.
I meant to tell you guys.
That's from Dave in Mount Laurel. Oh, you saw it?
Yes, they did catch him. And actually,
I didn't do it. I didn't do a thing.
No, he's actually like a little guy. He's like a big, huge.
You're a little guy.
Yeah, like he fit underneath the officer's legs.
Oh, I was thinking
adorable.
like bighorn sheep.
I mean,
slamming into the side of cars.
Yeah.
He did have the horns, but he wasn't huge.
I got more than that, baby.
We have the horniest ram in the world.
Dude, I love watching Rams fight against each other.
Who doesn't?
Dude, it looks painful. You like watching that? You don't like watching painful things.
I know, but but I feel like that
it's like a head-on car collision.
Yeah, I feel like our scientists and doctors can look into that for concussion protocol.
They actually have.
They have.
So they will play that way as well.
Yeah.
That young, it's like when you're 14 and you ram your head into your friend. It's the same thing.
But they rear up.
Yes.
Like they get way up on their hind hooves.
Bam,
and
bang.
Yeah.
And it is the construction of the horns themselves and their skulls. Their skulls.
Yes.
And they have looked at that case.
Yeah. All right.
In fact, the first team to use it was the Rams.
Yeah, ram it.
We have the bizarre file, so let's do that.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, let's get right into it. A 23-year-old man was arrested Thursday in southern Arizona after he allegedly stole a truck that was hauling over $1 million worth of vehicles. The incident began at the Wilcox Loves truck stop after Isaac Walker approached a driver about their truckload. As the victim entered the cab, Walker allegedly threw him out and then just got in the truck and took off.
Walker told me I had AIDS.
He locked the door and drove off with the truck that was carrying 10 Chevrolet C8 Corvettes on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
He hit the bumper crop.
Yeah, a deputy attempted to stop the stolen truck, but the suspect allegedly proceeded to drive recklessly on the roadway. The truck eventually came to a stop. Walker was taken into custody by the deputy, and police allegedly told investigators he allegedly told them that he stole the truck because he needed, quote, a way to get home.
Yeah.
So that's why he did it. And now he's facing 11 counts of vehicle theft.
I didn't mean to steal the Corvettes. I was just stealing a truck,
Yep. All right, at least one cougar stalked and then attacked a group of 5 mountain bikers on a trail in Washington on Saturday.
Oh, who are these hotties?
Injuring one cyclist. The cyclist
Where you boys from?
Managed to pin down the cougar and call emergency services before a wildlife officer
I like this.
arrived and killed it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't like that.
And then a second... And then...
I killed it!
A second cougar apparently...
Oh, my God, Mavis, what happened?
Fled the scene. One biker, reportedly a 60-year-old female, received either a claw or bite injuries from one of the cats during the incident. The injured woman was hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. Initial reports suggest the cyclist used a bike to pin down the cougar, and they held it there until police. They had to have held it for a while until police got there.
Yeah. When they attack from the back towards the neck. That's their modus operandi.
And a hound handler was brought in to track a second cougar that witnesses said had fled back into the forest.
This is Harry Hufferman, hound handler.
Saturday evening, the animal had not been found, so they were trying to track it down. A man in Richmond, California was arrested last month after authorities found an illegal cache of 248 guns and 1 million rounds of ammunition in his home.
1 million rounds.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a whole lot. Attorney General Bob Bonta said...
Maybe he was target shooting at camp, Nick.
Rob Bonta said in a statement that the man who was not named was legally prohibited from owning guns in California. Law enforcement officials who searched the man's home found 11 military-style machine guns, 133 handguns, 37 rifles, 60 assault rifles, 7 shotguns, and 3,000 large-capacity magazines.
And he had a Chia carrot top.
And authorities also found 1 million rounds of miscellaneous caliber ammunition and dozens of rifle receivers and pistol frames.
Jeez.
Several grenades were also discovered. They were determined to be inert, though.
This is like that guy that got all armored up, went to the amusement
park.
Yeah.
The man's home also contained 20 suppressors and 4 flare guns as well.
Jeez.
Unauthorized possession of a machine gun is illegal in California, which has some of the strictest gun control laws in the United States. By the way, I recently saw a video, I think it was on Instagram, of a guy who had developed a belt-fed, essentially one of those Nerf guns.
Yes.
And I mean, it's... and I had one, my kids did, but this thing it shoots like, I don't know how many rounds in a short amount of time. Like, it would take hours for you to fill up this belt and the backpack.
Yeah.
And he just runs right through it in
I would love
seconds.
to see that.
It's insane.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Fort Worth police are asking for help identifying the person they say stole cash from Girl Scouts earlier this month.
Son of a bitch.
Released surveillance footage of the incident shows the man walking out of the Walmart and grabbing a bag from behind the table before sprinting into the parking lot. Police said the bag contained the Girl Scouts' cash earnings for their cookie sales that day. Come on.
They used to buy their drugs.
The theft allegedly occurred at the entrance to the store with about a half dozen shoppers around, including the Girl Scout and an adult chaperone.
I love to see that. They're always set up outside the Acme, and so I have a ton of cookies because I buy them from Pancake, but I'll always donate money because I think it's just adorable, the girls, and You know.
That's sweet that you do that. I try to go out the back door when I see that setup or some other alternate thing. No, I do. I'll do a purchase.
Yeah.
And then you just feel horrible after you go by and go, I already have tons of cookies.
You know what you can do? They always have a money bag under the table. Grab it and run.
Grab it and run. Just get out of here. They'll have a story to tell. You know?
Act like you're taking a phone call as you walk.
I got it. Oh, this is mine.
Yeah. You're holding a banana up to there. Yeah.
I'm talking to another piece of produce.
Yeah. An Alaska resident has been cited for harassing a young moose by allegedly chasing the animal in his four-wheeler along the iced over Yukon River.
The mouse has a four-wheeler?
A moose.
Oh. Why don't you forget the moose?
Yeah.
For a moment.
Elliot Edwards was cited for using a motor vehicle to harass, herd, drive, or molest game. Troopers cited Edwards after receiving a tip from a concerned citizen and reviewing video footage posted to Facebook by Edwards on January 27th. In the footage, the moose is running for its life and ultimately slips on the ice as the red vehicle comes partially into view. He's scheduled to be arraigned in March. I saw another video, by the way, of a moose out on ski slopes.
Yes. Oh, chasing after the skiers.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
My God, those things are fast.
Was he on a snowboard or?
No, he was using, like you, blades.
Oh, blades. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, those things, like the footage you're just watching, people don't realize they book.
Yeah.
Who's faster, a horse or a moose?
That's a good question.
One thing you don't want to see is a moose riding a horse.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I got to imagine horses probably are, but I'm probably way off.
Listen, the footage we were watching just now of that moose at a full gallop, I have to imagine that's about 20, 25 miles an hour.
So you had mentioned my snowblades. They have even smaller snowblades now that basically are almost like ice skates for skiing.
For animals, I thought you were
and they
saying.
also have basically like the snowboard version of snowblades. Have you seen those?
So
they're two little mini snowboards.
You're
that
saying
go
like, like ice skates for snow?
Yes.
No. So do you know what his blades are?
Yes.
They're shorter skis.
Right.
So he's saying they're even shorter than that.
They're basically, the skis are the size of the snow boots themselves.
Yeah.
And then they all have them in snowboarding as well. So
How are they?
I mean, I didn't ride them. I just was watching video. They look badass, man.
Huh.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to see that. By the way, and we'll wrap up the Bizarre File with this, horses are faster than moose by quite a bit.
Yeah.
Moose can run at a speed of about 35 miles an hour at maximum, and they don't let snow or mud slow them down that much. Horses have been bred for speed and can run upon optimized tracks, regularly reaching 40 miles per hour and as high as 55 miles
Is
per
that
hour.
amazing?
While running.
Yeah.
That's
That's
insane.
incredible.
It's amazing.
All right, there you go. That's what I
I'd
have.
still like to see a race.
In the moose race?
Yeah, no, a moose versus a horse.
Oh.
It's got to be out there.
I want to see moose versus ram.
Oh, that'd be fun.
All right. That's all I have in the Bizarre File for you. We will take a break. Come back in a second. Lesson, question, trash, music, news. Those things are on the way, so stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMM.
And I understood it because I am a fan. I'm a fan as much as we all are. And I think if you don't understand that, whether it's sports or whether it's the arts or icons or whomever you admire, you can't do this kind of role.
It's funny because John, because I collect things. I have I'm a massive movie fan. I'm a huge fan of yours as well. And there's something that, and it's your character exemplifies in the movies. Well, just to be able to get the tactile sensation of touching something that a celebrity or there's this bizarre thing. I remember it's odd, as I was watching the movie, I was thinking the story that Gene Siskel of Siskel and Ebert, it was very important for him to own the white suit that you wore on Saturday
That's
night.
correct.
And he owned that. It was a holy grail for him.
Yes,
so
and then Jane Fonda bought it.
Right. So
you're completely correct. But this particular guy, this character I play, is he's a man-child. He is maybe a little bit on the spectrum, which explains his irrational behavior. However, that being said, he's picked on and bullied at work, and everyone bullies him, but he's so used to it that he handles it. But when his favorite person in the world bullies him, this movie star, he doesn't know how to handle it. He gets confused. And when he gets confused, he does really odd things. And you'll see in the film that he goes over the line, but so does the movie star.
Yeah, and
the movie star goes over the line equally as well, by torturing.
And his inability to pick up on social cues, it takes it down a path where it's like, oh no.
Correct.
And I got to tell you, John, the entire time while watching this movie, I don't think there was a moment where something on my body wasn't clenched.
Yeah.
Whether it was my hands or my mouth or even my butt cheeks. I mean, I was just like, it was tense.
Well, because
the
it's
whole thing.
Nothing times up. The point when you finally get to have this moment with the Hunter Dunbar's his name is the character. He has a bad experience, and you just happen to come upon him at that time, and it never syncs up right. So that starts.
That's correct. It's also a movie about bad timing.
Yeah, and then some.
Because if he had just been in the right mood and had his autograph, he would have been over.
Yeah.
But of course, then we wouldn't have had a movie.
Yes.
But what I thought was brilliant was that I loved that your character before all that started to happen. So I almost felt bad, and I was like, well, it's not that bad that he's doing some of these things, But then it progresses into the movie. But you really made me love that character before you found out the other stuff.
Yeah, thanks. I wanted him to be loved because I feel like everyone is a little bit of the character Moose.
Mm-hmm.
We all have a little Moose in us. It's just how far do we take it? And if we didn't have Moose in us, how would we be, ourselves to create an effect on others?
Yeah, I might be in your plane later.
Well, Hunter Devin Sawa, is that the actor who's playing Hunter?
Correct.
Yeah. So again, nobody's all that awesome in this. Everyone's got, even his friends or quote unquote friends are not that good as far as friends.
Correct.
And I like that because that's sort of real. But I like also the peek into the side of the people who are out on the street who make money. You're dressing up as a Bobby, to pick up some money, and there are these things going on in that world that sort of for some reason Hollywood, when depicted in a seedier fashion, always appeals to me. It's like a Raymond Chandler sort of.
Well, also maybe that's a bit of the truth.
Yeah. But in a way, that's sort of, and that's almost sort of enticing too. That bizarre aspect.
Yeah, I love how L.A. is depicted in this film. I think it's very real and tragic almost.
I thought in watching the movie at first, and now seeing you today, I probably know it's not the case, but I thought maybe you would cut your own hair for the role.
No, it was really cool because I said, when I loved the script and wanted to do it, I said to Fred Durst, what do we do about how he looks? I mean, the Hawaiian shirt was an obvious kind of choice. There's bad shorts and bad sneakers and all that. But I said, what about the hair and the look? And he said, well, what do you think about mullets? And I said, I don't know. It's overdone. And he said, well, there's a lot of different kinds. Would you care to look? So I looked on the internet, about 100 different types, and boom, suddenly there was this dude with the exact haircut Moose has with glasses. And I texted it to Fred, and I said, I found the look. I found it. And he said, I agree. This is the right way to go.
I have to tell you, I was at it, and when I saw this character of Moose, I've told you guys this story. I was at a convention one time, one of these conventions. I am a real fan like this, not Moose level, and Adam West was there, the original Batman.
Man,
so everyone's
Adam
there.
West.
There was a guy who looks exactly like your character in this knapsack, the whole the backpack. With about 50 cans of Fresca in that thing, and that same sort of delivery, and you work on this character with that, Mr. West, and he's sort of that thing, and so your heart sort of that this is not just a hobby, it's his life.
And there is a difference. There's the professional fan that usurps signatures and sells them,
right?
And then there's the guy that ain't selling nothing, and is going to keep it, and that's Moose. Moose is not getting rid of any of his memorabilia at all. So how do you detect the difference? I don't know.
Yeah.
But definitely there is a difference.
And you're known to be fan friendly. When the opportunity is right and that person does approach you
respectfully.
Respectfully. Do you know what you're giving them? I would think, this is a very special moment for them.
Absolutely. And I grew up being a fan, so I understood.
Right.
And I remember a very famous movie star who will remain nameless, but he kind of, just discarded my. This is before I was famous, and I decided that if I ever became famous, I would never do that. So I lived by that motto, But again, how do you navigate the line of privacy and
it is a tough line because and again with people who approach you and we always think in that listen we're on local radio but whatever the stories if somebody comes up it's every time the edict is you shake hands you say hi you do the deal because that's an important thing and sometimes as what happens with Hunter the star in this he lets his life cloud his remembering because it starts off with a quote from him I'm nothing without my fans but he doesn't abide by that.
Well, sometimes there are good people that are bad celebrities.
Yeah
let's face it.
Right.
So my cure to that always has been don't go out unless you're in the mood for it.
That's good rule.
Are you in the frame of mind if you go out to dinner to be interrupted, bothered, whatever, take pictures? And if you are, go out. If you're not, that's just part of the very small price you pay for this glorious life that we have.
Well, case in point, in 1996, you met a nice 21-year-old young man in Beverly Hills, California, and I had a job at the time where I was driving around cars for Enterprise Rent-A-Car in Beverly Hills, and I saw you, and the only thing that I could think to say was, oh my God, that's John Travolta. and you came over and you looked me in the eye, just like you did 10 minutes ago, and shook my hand and said, hi, it's very nice to meet you. And then you went about your day, but you couldn't have been more pleasant. And I've heard countless stories of how kind you are to people, and it's not hard to be nice. And I think people just lose sight of that. It's really easy to just be a decent, nice person to everybody else.
Let's face it, what you resist, you become. The more you withdraw from it, the worse it gets. So just, own it.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to tell you, on the shaved head thing, I endorse it 100%.
You look good.
There's a movie that I love of yours. A lot of people are not familiar with it. They should be. It's From Paris with Love.
Oh, hell yeah.
And damn, you are the baddest badass in that movie. Preston, this movie will rock your world. And John is amazing in it. Who's the director of that?
That's the guy that did oh gosh, you've tested me now.
Yeah, he's great. He's done a whole bunch of stuff that's similar.
Fantastic.
But did you enjoy making that film?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Because they were demanding stunts and action that I've never, had done before, and I had to do them myself. And I loved the badass character. He was just whatever. He was bold.
Yeah.
Pierre Morel, is that it?
Yes. There's
Pierre Morel.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
Well, I looked it up.
You've saved me.
What would you prefer, stunts or dancing?
Dancing.
Come on.
Any day.
Well, did Pitbull inspire?
Yeah, he's my buddy.
He's your buddy. You're in a video of his.
I love my Pitbull. He's. I met him 3 years ago just to reach out and tell him, how much as a fan.
Right.
And then he's such a brilliant entrepreneur. He got thinking about it, and he said, maybe I should have put him in one of my videos dancing, because nobody's dancing very much anymore.
Right.
He does, but nobody else really. So I thought, well, hell, I'll join him. And
I think Christopher. I'm sorry to interrupt. I think Christopher Walken has danced in every single movie, even if it's for just a quick shuffle step. I think in every single role he's ever done.
Got a Broadway history. Music. Yeah,
and you danced with him in Hairspray.
I certainly did.
Yes,
he played my husband.
That's right.
So I wanted to ask you, because you had 3 movies in a row that I really loved of yours, and it started with Wild Hogs. I can't believe I loved it as much as I was laughing out loud.
It's a funny movie.
It is a funny movie. It really is. It surprised me with how funny it was. I don't know if that's a backhanded compliment or whatever, but
no, it's a funny movie, and who would have thought a bunch of old guys in motorcycles would be that funny?
But your character as Edna Turnblatt in Hairspray, and I love that movie. I have songs from that movie in my iPod. You Can't Stop the Beat is a really, really great song.
Great. Yeah.
And then followed by Bolt. And speaking of songs,
he's not kidding.
I'm not kidding. I have I Nearly Lost You. It was a duet that you did with Miley Cyrus. Yes. I have that on my iPod.
Do you really?
I do. And I thought you sounded great in that. So this is a long diatribe. But what do you prefer, singing or dancing?
I'd still prefer dancing, but I enjoy singing because I did both as an early professional. In order to work in New York, you had to sing, you had to act, you had to dance. 3 chances of getting employment.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed all of them.
Yeah.
But I'm most comfortable dancing and then probably acting.
A couple of things just to remind you of that are looming largely on the show in the very near future. Next week, we have our Leap Day birthday party, which is going to be on Thursday. And then the day after that, we are at Montage Mountain in Scranton for the Cardboard Classic 2024. And then 2 weeks after that, we head to Clearwater, Florida for spring training in those new see-through pants that they're wearing. And Major League Baseball we were talking about earlier this morning. But there's exciting stuff.
I won't betray the name, but somebody who's a bigwig in entertainment says that our show is poised to be the greatest entertainment ever delivered to mankind.
Really?
Ever?
I'll tell you after the show.
A big name? Okay. Thank you. Please share that with me.
Yeah.
All right.
It rhymes with Gervis.
Oh. We're going to do today's lesson question. We are going to give away a pair of tickets to Montage Mountain for Friday, March 1st in the Cardboard Classic. And that means when you get these live passes, you can go to the show, the concert that night with Collective Soul.
It just still blows my mind.
Because a lift ticket will get you into that. It's pretty cool, yeah? So I know, it's awesome.
The stage, and the stage is right next to the broadcast. It's all right there.
Yeah, it's right at the base of the hill. So we're looking forward to you being there. All right, let's see. What are we going to go with here? And I apologize. These were in front of me, and I did not look at them ahead of time. All right, sticky bras are all the rage. When Steve was a teenager, he had which sticky piece of clothing? 215-263, WMMR. Sticky bras are all the rage. When Steve was a teenager, he had which sticky piece of clothing? 215-263, WMMR. Please call if you know the answer.
The trash business is a gold mine.
93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you by Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Live Casino presents comedian Marlon Wayans on March 8th. Tickets are on sale now at livecasinophilly.com. What's up this morning, Steve?
Well, a book inscribed to a nurse who treated Martin Luther King Jr. after an assassination attempt is going up for auction. Pretty amazing. The book, owned by the family of nurse Gwen Brown, also contains an autograph from Randy Jackson, because you're not going to get his autograph.
Oh, my God.
Zachary Ty Bryant has been arrested for a suspected DUI just months after being arrested for domestic violence. Bryant says that all that's left is child pornography, and he'll have hit everything in his bucket list. And finally, Danny Masterson, don't know if you guys saw this, getting transferred out of Cochran Prison, the one that housed Charles Manson, and into a much more comfortable men's correctional facility in San Luis Obispo. Amazingly, Masterson is not thrilled with the change, saying that his prison pickleball team had just started to gel. That's your Hollywood Trash.
All right, we are going to see if you know the answer to this. Sticky bras are all the rage. When Steve was a teenager, he had which sticky piece of clothing? We will go to Mike. See if we can get an answer. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Guys. Good morning.
Hey.
What is a sticky sock?
What is a sticky sock? Jeopardy form. Yeah. Hang on, Mike. That's right. We're going to give you a pair of Montage Mountain Lift tickets for Friday, March 1st and the Cardboard Classic. The lift ticket will also get you admission to the Collective Soul concert that evening as part of Mountain Fest Montage. Sled registration ends on Sunday, by the way. For a list of Cardboard Classic prizes and information on Mountain Fest, go to WMMR.com/Cardboard Classic.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Don't just stare at it, eat it.
All right. A judge on Wednesday dismissed a lawsuit accusing Aerosmith frontman Steven Tyler of sexually assaulting a former teenage model twice in one day in Manhattan nearly 50 years ago.
50 years ago.
Yeah, Judge Lewis Kaplan in Manhattan said that Jeannie Bellino waited too long to sue the 75-year-old Tyler, who has vehemently denied her allegations under New York City law protecting victims of gender-motivated violence. The judge said Bellino did not qualify for a 2-year window to pursue claims that would otherwise extend beyond statutes of limitations because she did not allege that Tyler's conduct posed a serious risk of physical injury. And in a ruling that could affect other cases, Kaplan said 2 state laws, Child Victims Act and Adult Survivors Act, preempted Bellino's claim substantially for the reasons given by Tyler's lawyers. A lawyer for Bellino did not immediately respond to requests. David Long Daniels, lawyer for Tyler, said, "We agree with the judge's reasoning and are grateful for this result on behalf of our client." As I mentioned earlier, Kings of Leon, some news about them. They recently signed with Capitol Records and are set to release a new album titled Can We Please Have Fun? It will be out May 10th. New single and video, Mustang, dropped earlier this week.
Mustang.
They also announced a world tour, and they will be coming to our area. Kings of Leon performing at The Man on September 23rd. Tickets will go on sale a week from today, on March 1st.
Yeah. Again, the one and only time I saw them was opening for U2. Right.
What do you think?
I thought they were very good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
There are things I know, and there's some things I don't. This will be in that second part.
So they're coming to town. The most recent rift between Journey's principal members is apparently over. Legal actions have been going back and forth between original guitarist Neil Schon and keyboardist Jonathan Cain, who joined the band in 1980 over a variety of issues. Those came after Schon and Cain had fought off an attempted takeover by bassist Ross Valerie and drummer Steve Smith, who they subsequently fired in 2020.
What a mess.
Schon and Cain and frontman Arnel Pineda were also traveling between shows separately. Now, however, drummer Dean Castronovo, who rejoined the band during 2021 after a 7-year absence, says that everybody is back on friendly terms now.
Right.
He said everybody has mended fences. They made amends.
Everybody's bank accounts are running low.
He said we are all on one jet again, and it's all for one and one for all. Neil and John and Arnell got the reins of this thing, and Todd and I and Jason are just taking their lead, they said. So no more infighting as of now.
Do you ever think we'll see the full Journey, the iteration that you love, back intact?
No, not for not to be a band.
Yeah,
like Steve Smith joined them for a short time for a few shows,
right?
At one point,
even the guys that are in the band now hate each other.
Yeah, you know exactly. So I don't see that happening. Judas Priest dropped "The Serpent and the King," a single from their upcoming album "Invincible Shield."
The Serpent and the King.
And the band has been teasing snippets of the song on socials for over a month, whipping fans into a frenzy.
The king said, "Bring me your boldest serpent," and the word was rock.
Into a frenzy for its release.
Don't forget to visit the merch table on your way out.
Invincible Shield will be released on March 8th via Epic Records. This is the 4th single from it, and so far they've streamed over 15 million times. And the last thing I want to mention is close to home. My youngest, Caroline, is with a group called the Souderton High School Rock Band. It's a class, and Caroline is the sound engineer. They have a fundraiser coming up next Tuesday. It is.
Oh, yeah.
It's the rescheduled one. You remember?
Oh, that's right. They couldn't do it the first time.
Yeah, there was one that was supposed to be, I think it was on a Saturday, and they had to cancel it because it was double booked. So anyway, it's going to be on Tuesday. It's a great event. I think it starts around 6:30 or something like that. And it's just to raise money so that these kids can buy more equipment for the rock band, which has been a wonderful, wonderful thing in my kid's life. And actually a couple of them, because Carter was in rock band too.
Yeah.
Loved it.
They're very talented.
So Souderton Area High School next Tuesday. I'm going to be there, and hopefully you can make it too.
I also have a shameless plug as well, because my daughters, and I will hit this little sound clip here. Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry, it's not turned up. Go ahead.
All right.
My daughters?
They are in their high school production of Newsies. It opens up tomorrow night, Mary and Mercy Academy.
That's your daughter's favorite musical.
It is my oldest, Casey. So she's a senior. This is her last show for the high school, and it just so happens to be her favorite musical of all time. And it's great. I've seen little snippets and stuff. I'm going to be nice and surprised, but I'm hearing the opening number is just awesome.
Excellent.
And so it starts tomorrow night. We'll also have a Sunday matinee, and then all next weekend as well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Well, then I might as well jump in. My cats are putting on a production of 12 Angry Men.
What?
Over there, and it's pretty impressive, I have to say.
Crazy. My daughters were just in 12 Angry Women.
Oh.
Yeah.
My daughters?
And tonight's bingo, right?
Tonight is Designer Bag Bingo.
Designer Bag Bingo.
Yeah. I'll be hosting that.
You've got a good working knowledge of designer bags from this, right?
I do.
Yeah.
And Kate Spades and whatnot.
Hey, can any
Tricks and trinkets and whatnot.
Yeah.
Kate Spades and whatnot? Wait a minute, that's a Jerky Boys
It sure
reference.
is, yeah.
Nice. Hang on a second. Can people buy tickets to Designer Bag Bingo, or is it sold out?
You know what? I don't want to say one way or the other. What I'll tell people is go to Mary and Mercy's website, and if you're interested, I mean, listen, I saw the bags, and they have a special Louis bag for the. Actually, anybody can win.
So you don't even have to be at the event?
You don't even have to be at the event. So if you want to go ahead and go to the Mary and Mercy's website. You can find all that information there.
Whoa. Excellent.
Whoa.
It's a Louis bag?
It's a Louis bag.
It's a Louis bag.
Yeah.
You got any Jimmy bags?
Jimmy. I got your bag here, Jimmy.
Does Jimmy Choo do bags?
Jimmy Choo does shoes.
Jimmy Choo.
Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Give me them shoes.
I love
Jimmy.
All right.
B1.
All right. We will take one final break.
Stratego.
Return to give away our Word of the Week prize and wrap the whole thing up. So make sure you stick around. Be right back.
Happened to be able to hold a pretty good tune, you know.
Well,
I had a very high, like almost a high baritone or tenor.
You still do.
Voice, yes.
You still do. I mean, in Bolt, in that song, and I would ask anybody that, has an iTunes account or whatever, listen to the song if you haven't heard it before. It's the song that ends.
He's played it for us many times.
Maybe, but it's the song that runs at the end of the movie.
Well, it just seems that my voice is like, for instance, You're the One That I Want in Greece.
Yeah.
And Bolt song, there's this high, range that I sing in that it's kind of different than most people. So it's kind of identifiable as my niche or something as a singer.
I love the way you sing. You're the one that, because you're the one that I want.
Yeah. A lot of yodels in that song.
A lot of yodels. So with the career as long as yours, getting back to the Fanatic.
It's biblical, yes.
It seems, I never hear stories of you. There never seems to be a situation like a moose ending up. You don't seem to draw that kind of.
I don't, because I think because I embrace my fans.
Yeah.
And I actually communicate with them. There is not that urge to. I'm not a mystery as much, and I'm not a can't have.
Right.
And as soon as you become a can't have, it starts a frenzy,
Do you so some people are calling it a horror suspense, Do you like things of the things that make you uncomfortable?
I like the ones I've done. I love Carrie, When I was a kid, I did that movie. And
was that your first major film?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, with Brian De Palma, and then we got together again for Blowout, and I certainly love that.
Which is so we work obviously with audio. It took the classic film Blow Up and made it audio.
Yes, exactly.
And so I remember thinking, and I thought with the editing and all that stuff, it actually was one of the things like I think I want to do this. But Brian De Palma is a brilliant. Did you see the documentary on him recently?
I haven't.
He goes on about you in
Really?
it, and just nothing but accolades and working with you. But it's a really cool insight to the movie.
When did this come out? I'd love to see it.
I watched it on iTunes.
Netflix or
Yeah,
iTunes?
It's probably all over the place.
I'm going to have to see that one. Because I love documentaries.
Yeah.
I mean, they're my favorite entertainment.
There's actually CNN is doing a good series on movies now, a documentary series, and you are figuring prominently in it as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Two things to watch.
John, I wanted to ask in The Fanatic, your character Moose mentions a couple of times somebody you've worked with before, and that's Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
And
she's got two pools.
I got a kick out of hearing that because I'm sure you guys are friends or have been over the years, and maybe it's been a while. But has word gotten back to her that, or have you heard from her that she's mentioned in that?
Not yet, but soon.
Okay.
Soon. I invited her to the premiere, so maybe she'll learn that.
Yeah. I thought, was that Fred's idea to include that, or did he write that in?
Okay. He wrote that. All the dialogue is. I improvised quite a bit, but all the primary dialogue is Fred's.
Okay.
Because it seems. But I was reading that he was working with you, sort of. Asking questions to Moose to incite responses, so that you started to think.
Well, that's
in that
the actor, and Fred he's a really terrific actor as well as a director. But he's the only director I've worked with that actually could do this. But he would legitimately improvise with me as Moose, and it got me in the frame of mind. And then I would go to each department. I go to the lighting department, the wardrobe, the makeup here, and I'd be in character, and I'd have them ask me questions. And it was like a juggernaut. And as soon as Fred sensed that I had arrived at the Moose Zone,
the Moose Zone,
boom, we would do action.
That's cool.
And it was a very, very great way to. There's nothing better for an actor to prep than for someone to ask them questions about them.
In the character.
In the character.
So that's
to think in the character.
Is that classically what we would refer to as method?
No, I'd say it's a method.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the classic method because it is more about reliving past incidents and things. I think this is.
And you never had a mullet.
And I never had a mullet. But I do think that assuming the beingness of a character quickly is where you want to be when you do a role, and it helps you to be that when you're asked questions before you go on.
Sure.
You know, it's nice.
You didn't have a mullet, but you did have long hair in Pulp Fiction, and I get you in my phone fairly frequently. When I'm when I'm running late to the gym, my trainer will send me a text, and it's just you doing the looking around me gif and, in Pulp Fiction. But in that role, you played such an interesting character because you're lost a lot of the time, and you know you're in this haze, but you're also in this like euphoria. Where did that come from?
It's a very good question because you know he's a hitman, but he's also what they call a chippy, a weekend heroin addict. And I thought, well, I have no reality on that. I'm gonna have to find out. So I interviewed several heroin addicts and asked them about how they felt. And then finally one day I said, look, I'm never gonna do it, so you have to help me understand that feeling. And he said, okay, well, I really can't, but if you have to know the beginning of the feeling, is get really drunk on tequila and lay in a body of warm water. And he said that little bit of feeling is the beginning of that.
Did you do that?
I did that. And of course, when I'm not a drinker either, but when I did it, everyone I knew wanted to join me in the experiment. Oh, that sounds cool. When are we doing that? Wow. Okay, we are doing my character study together tomorrow night.
Man, that sounds like fun. I want to do that.
It was fun, and then from there I grew, and then with the descriptions that they told me, and I was able to design it. But that's even Quentin didn't know all the time what I was doing because he just trusted me. He said, John, well, I don't why he's walking that slow, why he's talking this slow. I'll figure it out later. But
he let you go. He just let you go.
He just let me go.
Wow.
Because I think the great ones do that. Brian De Palma and Quentin and Robert Altman and Mike Nichols, all those guys I worked with, all had that one thing in common. They hired you. You're 90% there. 10% is guiding you here and there.
Is that what happened? So it's Saturday Night Fever. John Badham was the director?
Yeah, he let me go because I said, Badham, you're from Texas. I'm from New York. I know this guy better.
Yeah.
So leave me alone. I'll help you with me, and then I won't interfere with how you direct
It's got to be the ultimate compliment as an actor for a director to say, you got it.
It is,
yeah.
And it's the smartest.
Yeah, yeah.
If the actor is trustworthy.
Right.
I think it's the only way to go. Because otherwise you get a mediocre performance as opposed to a kind of a higher end performance.
I want to ask you, you've worked with John Woo twice, right?
Oh, yes.
So you did Face Off and Broken Arrow. And for a guy who's so incredibly likable, you play a incredibly adroit prick in those movies. You are so evil.
I haven't figured that out yet. How is that possible?
But it seems to me you enjoyed it so much, especially with playing basically Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
With that, and you are so hilariously evil in that. Was that just a joy?
It was a joy,
yeah.
And it was easier for me than it was for Nicholas.
Because he had to tamp down.
Well, Nicholas really had to find me somewhere, and he had a hard time finding me in the movies because I'm different in most movies. But Nicholas is very specific in his talk and his behavior, and so it was a little easier for me to grasp his side of it than it was for him to grasp my side.
So I wanted to ask you, let's get away from acting for a second. I wanted to ask you about your planes and your pilot's license. What ratings do you have, and how long did it take you to get them?
Okay, you ready for the long list?
Well, so I have a couple of friends that are pilots, and so I'm a little bit familiar with it.
Okay, I have 10,000 hours in the air.
Jeez.
It's quite a bit. I have, 12 jet ratings, 747, 707, Gulfstream, Citation, Lear, Hawker, Falcon jet, 3 different fighter jets.
No kidding.
Oh, wow.
Wait, which fighter? Because Preston and I have both flown in fighter jets.
Yeah, I went
we
up with
didn't
the
pilot it.
No, I got to fly mine little. I went up with the Blue Angels. And,
did you?
Yeah.
How was that?
A media flight. It was amazing.
Did they make you sick?
I passed out and puked.
That's why I won't go with them because I don't want to do that. I have too much pride to end up.
Exactly on this Friday morning. 50 degrees our high temp. Clouds, but mild, comfortable. The rest of the weekend is looking just kind of, it's okay. Tomorrow's partly cloudy, 41. Sunday, sunshine, 44. That's not bad. And then Monday, we shoot up to 57 degrees for our high. Yeah, and then Tuesday, 61. Yep. We're still, I think, looking good for Cardboard Classic, of course. And we've had the event when it's been warm before. There's plenty of snow to be had because there's been a lot of snow in the area.
You're absolutely
been
right.
Definitely cold enough to make lots of snow, so we're good.
It's going to be again.
Yeah.
The grand appearance of the Snow Queen.
Yes, Kathy Romano.
Snow or not,
Yeah.
Snow
We'll be
Queen
there.
will be there.
And I can't wait to debut. We have something we're going to debut.
Yeah.
An appearance thing, which we're stoked about. You'll see when you come up there. I would like to thank Kingsley Benadier for being on the show this morning. He is the lead role in Bob Marley, One Love, which is in theaters now. And he was a nice guy, really cool. And his star is definitely rising.
He got asked to play, this iconic role of a comedian from New Hampshire. And it is Bob Marley.
No, he's from Maine.
He's from Maine. We've not had Bob Marley. I think
forever.
I think he's come by when his shows are on the weekends or something like that, or Saturdays or Sundays. And,
He's missing out.
He's awesome, though. But we'll have to get with him again sometime down the road. All right, so we're going to do the letter day for the word of the week, and there's only one man in the world who can bring us what we need.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm that man.
He is that man.
Fire away.
All right, here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
All right, the Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter
P.
Yeah.
As in Peterbilt.
Yes. That's the way you do it, man.
That's how you make a truck.
Yeah, well, that is a truck.
I got two of them in my garage.
Caller number 8 at 215-263 WMMR. I see
Peterbilt.
you know the word
I
Peterbilt.
thought you'd be more of a Mac guy myself.
I'm a Peterbilt. I know how to build
Peters.
I'll just stop right there.
What's up in your world, man?
Well, I thank you for asking.
Yeah.
It's a glorious day. It is a No Sad Bro Fry. And 1 week from today, we'll be sledding.
Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
So good.
I'm
Thanks,
really excited about it. And this has been such a good move to Montage Mountain last year. Boy, we had Everclear, right?
Yes.
Playing for us, Art Alexakis.
Yep.
And play, we had the classic, and then me, you guys, me, and Brent. This year, Jackie's coming.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
Yep.
And we've got bands both Friday and Saturday if people stay over there. OAR and the 502s on Saturday. But Collective Soul, if you've never seen them, it's song after song.
I love
after
that
song.
band.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much I loved that band until you sit down and you start to you go through their playlist and you're like, every single one of those songs is great.
Right.
You know?
Well, and Ed can knock out a catchy song. I bet if you
Yes, he
challenge
can.
him, he could sit right here and write one right now.
Yep.
He's that kind of. The latest albums each have 2 or 3 or 4 songs that could be a hit.
Are you're friendly with those guys?
Yeah.
Like, do you have their phone numbers friendly?
I do.
Man, I would love it
I
if
have-
they got up early and came to our show that Friday.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
I will put in the request.
Thank you.
Yeah, it would be cool. It'd be really cool.
Isn't the whole setup, again, we tell people if they've been familiar, obviously we enjoyed our years with Jack Frost, but this is a whole other level. This is a massive evolution in just amenities and just that ski, that whole lodge, everything is just amped up tenfold.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. And there's a couple hotels right nearby.
Yep.
And that little village, and it's got
Loads of restaurants and shops and all kinds of
There's
stuff.
a Starbucks in there.
Yeah.
It's a harvest.
Yeah, and there's a harvest. So a bunch of us went out to harvest last year after the thing and had a lot of fun. Then we went to Brent Porsche's room, and I don't remember much else. You remember much else, Nick?
That tracks. Yeah. No.
He put out a tray of. He cut a tray of limes, and I said, "Oh,
limes or lines?
Limes." Well,
the citrus fruit.
But except I looked at them and I go, "You brought green apples."
Yes.
He goes, "What?" Yeah, those are green apples, and everyone started laughing at me.
That was one of those 2-day hangovers for me.
Oh,
it was,
wow,
was,
really?
Yeah, Friday night into Saturday.
got at it.
And then I went skiing at Montage on Sunday and had a blast skiing, but I needed to get the hell outside. 'Cause Friday night we did some damage to ourselves. It was fun, man. I had no regrets, but yeah, we carried on for a bit.
Yeah, we did. I couldn't remember which room was mine.
I know.
But I found it.
You did? Oh, good.
Just down the road
You just
from
knocked
Brent.
on every single door in the hotel.
Just a little of that.
Ain't
Excuse
more
me,
than
am I in this room?
Ain't more than 125.
Right.
Yeah, that was one of those nights where I'm just like, I murphed it so bad. I just got up and I was like, all right, I'll see you guys later. I'm out. I'm going to the room. I'm done.
I like running into the Thursday night when we go down.
Yeah.
I like running into people that are showing up for the next day.
Yeah.
And you can just tell how excited they are.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they're the ones that have sleds and are a big part of it or have been coming for years and years. And they're just, it's a really, I don't know. It's almost like a reunion type of thing.
It's a familiar
every time
thing.
you run into them, yeah.
And I love Preston as again, it's just about 15, 20 minutes
Further.
Yeah, further.
Jack Frost,
So, but as you're pulling into the area, you can see all the ski runs from the road. You can see, as you said, Pierre, that village is just jammed with amenities.
It's great. And if you need to be reminded, a friend of mine lives out in the Amish country, and she had never seen my crash, and I Googled it and brought up the video. All you have to do is Google Pierre's crash at the Cardboard Classic, and it comes right up, unfortunately. And I think I say at the top of it, I have a bad feeling about this with a live microphone. But I mean, right below that is all these highlights of past Cardboard Classics. And I watched, in the early days, somebody made One Liberty Place.
Yeah,
and came down. Oh dear, there it is again.
Yeah, the dude, he jumped out of the Liberty Place.
That's why we had to put in a height restriction.
Yeah,
because he hurt
sued us.
himself.
Yeah. The guy actually brought a lawsuit against us for jumping
really?
off of his own
sled. I mean, there were. The first year had these wild iterations, and it's never ceased to stop, even when we lowered the height restriction.
It will blow your mind.
Yeah.
Now they become multiple vehicle. How many people did we have come down on the Jelko run last year, Case?
Yeah, they were the last ones. They almost went through the lounge of the bar.
Sometimes it's like 50 people.
Yeah.
I think we ought to change things up here. Now that Bill is not with us anymore, let's have a prize for the tallest sled.
Tallest on
and let's
fire.
just go the opposite direction. Yes,
The
and on fire.
tallest sled
We
on
have
fire.
had things, not necessarily catch on fire, but some people use smoke
Yeah.
and all kinds of effects like that. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that that bus I was on did have exploding things that exploded as it crashed to the ground.
Yeah.
So smoke and little fireworks are flying out of it. But
the one year those guys did the Preston's vasectomy, it was a giant statue of me, and they had filled a nut sack with firecrackers and blew it up when they got to the bottom.
It's brilliant.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, nut sacks are yummy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He said it. We have it.
What the hell?
That's you, Steve.
Oh.
that's
hit the wrong
Russian.
button.
The Russian. We haven't gotten to my show or the winner.
No. Let's get the winner. All right. No, what's up on your show? I should ask you
we'll
that.
do
I'm sorry.
first. I've got more tickets for Girl from the North Country. It's a Tony Award-winning play with the music of Bob Dylan at the Forest. I've got workforce blocks of Pearl Jam because the show went on sale for those folks who are pre-registered according to the Pearl Jam plan. Stevie Ray Vaughan and Linkin Park in honor of the new song, which I think you guys played, and I shall play again in a block of Linkin Park.
Nice.
All right. We'll go to the phone, see if we can get a winner. We were looking for caller number 8 for the word of the week, and it is Kevin. Hi there, Kevin.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Awesome. All right, Kevin, what is our word of the week, please?
It's hop.
Peterbilt!
Yeah. That's correct, Kevin. Hop is right. And next week, Tuesday, sending you to the Flyers game. We got a pair of lower-level seats as they take on the Lightning. All right, buddy?
Sweet.
Excellent.
Yes.
Congratulations. Hang on.
Sweet.
To get your information, you can get tickets at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com. Let me thank our sponsors. The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by Duncan, and the Preston and Steve Show runs on Duncan. Also brought to you by Trinity Rehab, locations all over. That's trinity-rehab.com. All right, so we will have a busy week next week. We have several things going on. We will have Ross Matthews in our studio, and He used to be on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
He's on with Drew Barrymore now.
And then Steve Ed Zwick.
One of my favorites.
Directed Glory.
Yes.
Will be on the program. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then actor Tim Blake Nelson.
Nice.
That we really, really enjoyed when he was in our studio. Mira Sorvino.
Another one.
Will be on the show. We'll also have the Leap Day birthday party and the Cardboard Classic all next week.
It's a jam
That's
week.
too much.
What do you want of us?
That's too much.
And that is it. We are done. Rage on. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you later, friend. Bye-bye.